ladies and gentlemen, this is Jerome Gayman, your host, and with me is the Dean of the Cabinet. When you want to know anything about diplomacy, how you doing that, Pewee?
I'm good, Jerome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I know for the week, this is our week in review. We are going to cover all the stories that we touched on since Monday. And at the end of the day, we are going to be selecting our best and worst people, company, or agency of the week. Who, in your estimate, is the best politician or a Liberian citizen that have done something great, that have gone beyond the call of duty to be recognized as the person of the week? Or who is that person that have done so badly that that person will be given the red card? At the end of the day, we are going to decide, and we're going to list here, we're going to be listening and watching our comment section. Maybe you know who you think should be the best person of the day, best man, best woman, best child, best organization, best ministry of the week, or who is the worst of the week. You have your chance. We're going to have a weekend review. This week, we covered a child fingers being cut as a punishment. We covered our story extensively. We covered a young man from Nimba County that raped an 8-month-old baby. Terrible news. We covered that. We're going to go over that a little bit. And the legislative caucus. Mr. Debbie condemned the LPRC cut as an overreach. The president appointed Mr. Stikwa as his choice for the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. We covered that. So we have a whole lot of potpourri of topics to talk about. But then today we saw, according to Front Page Africa, we saw Petrodex, the company called Petrodex, the deputy CEO for West Africa, Monique Captain, unveiled company bold energy plan at Africa Forum, expanding solar power, trade, and transformation to Zambia. Then in the United States, we have the Lord General K1, sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to war-related crimes in the United States. Exploiting the weak system. Citizens complain about low exchange rate for high commodity. We talk about that in detail ad nauseum. We even play the tips from the regular folks in the streets. Today, from the Liberian investigator carried the front page. Marketers complain high prices despite dropping exchange rate. Jalen rejects Liberia work permit fee hike, calls for focus on jobs and our citizens. Last week, we had, I guess we call this Come to Jesus movement. The former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf says she regretted not doing more for the Liberian youth after the Civil War. That's President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And then following the president, we have the former Minister of Youth and Sport, D. Zioga Wilson. He said as a minister, he failed the Liberian youth. He failed the Liberian people. It's a Come to Jesus movement. People are confessing. D. Zioga Wilson, the gentleman who plays soccer in Liberia, who everybody thought by being, he was assistant minister, now he was promoted to minister proper. People thought he would have been a transformational sports leader to transform our country youth and our athletics. This is a former player of the Liberian Lone Star, and he served in that position as assistant minister, and then under the president, we have turned the elevator into minister proper. And he was such a failure that he himself had to admit that he could have done more, that he failed the Liberian children. That D. Zilga Wilson, and the day before, the president herself, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, September the 2nd, says she regrets not doing more for Liberian youth after the Civil War. So let me turn to Honorable Pewee here. We have a potpourri, a platitude, or things to talk about. This is what I'm saying to our audience. After you have gone to the other shows and pick up the G's, the gossips, the innuendos, then you come here for substance. One of my sisters called me, he said, Jerome, I usually turn to spoon real quick and get all my G's, then I'll flip back to you guys to discuss substance. And I really like that. That was a credible human being from the Republic of Liberia that says, I turn to some other places for the G's and the gossip and the gotcha. Then I turn to you guys to discuss substance. That says a lot about who the closing argument is. Honorable Pewee, this says a lot about what you do and your expertise that you bring to the platform. You are muted.
Absolutely, and I like the word, the substance, and it's very important because if you discuss those kind of balanced way of looking at things, you allow people to come to your show with some level of reliability, right? They they move to see the level of trust they bring to bear to the show, and the believability also is very important. So the move to other areas for G's, yes, that's important, but where can I go to strike the balance, to get some realistic and informative information? It's both, it's interspliced with both of those, this realism and that of informative kind of a broadcast, if you will, in terms of balancing hearing from all side of hearing from all side. Am I here?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I don't know what happened to our screen.
Yeah, so but I'm here. I can see myself. Yeah, but if you hear me, then I'll continue. So
yes.
Basically that's part of the nature of that. But it is very important to note here that what that individual stated is a kind of a matter of that will push us to continuously strike the balance and push to not be on the negative side. Sensationalism is very vital and important, but it's also noting that we continuously strike the balance in trying to discuss the politics of our country. Liberia is a democratic society, and also is a democracy that we all are pushing to see the country get better every day. And the reason we pushing for that is for the country to get better for all of the citizens, so that we remove a lot of people from poverty, we remove people from destitutions, and this level of dependency syndrome that is continuously hovering over the country will have to be removed. So it is just basically very important that we set the stage and project our standard, so that we all can push and be the voice of the voiceless, and the watchdog for the community. That is very important. But that you hold state actors accountable to give account of their stewardship. And it's very important for state actors to give account of the stewardship, including the president and his lieutenants. And that's one of the reasons why people start to inject those kind of a segregative way of ruling or trying to take side in discriminating in certain quarter of the society or trying to target a particular group of people or particular politician. It sends the wrong message to the country. It sends the wrong message that the country is still not recovering from a devastating civil crisis. But meanwhile, we all have to get into this and do it collectively. It's a collective issue that we all got to do, and we have to be sincere about it, and we have to be straightforward, and we have to be unbending about it. We have to be very courageous about our quest to advocate for the mass base of the people. But that we will set the standard and the basis for the country to begin to move on the right trajectory. But for now, things are still a little tough in the country. We learn every day the rice prices, and that's the debate now unfolding in the country. The group of people on the social media are trying to project the administration. These are follow-up of the administration that rice prices is reducing again from the wide range of things you see for the ordinary people. It says tells you that the prices are not reducing. As a matter of fact, the rate is going down, but it does not reflect the major and everyday commodity of the people. So that's a very critical situation that we all have to pay attention to. If not now, we have to rally behind of the people and hold the government feet to the fire to ensure that they account to the people that bring people on the basis of their rescue mission that they embark on. I'm still struggling. I can see, so I will have to.
Yes. Can you go out and come back in?
Yeah, I think I will have to do that.
Yes, please. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are born in the month of September, from August 23rd all the way to the 22nd of September, you are a Virgo. And we want to say happy birthday to you. We are going to be celebrating all the September borns. September borns, we are going to be celebrating you. So if you were born in September, please put your birthday here so we can celebrate you. Also, even if you are not born in September, put your birthday so we can know when. I don't want to know the year because I know we all want to remain young forever, but just put your birth month when you were born. You know, if you were born in September, say I'm a September born. We got Virgos coming up. If you were born between August the 23rd and September the 22nd, you are a Virgo. That's what I guess. I know that's what I remember. Unless my bastard treats me wrong. But if you are a Virgo, you were born between those dates. I know so because I had 3 girls that were born in the month of September. Is that what it is? Yes. I heard we are Virgos and you were born between August 23rd.
What happened to this?
Okay, let me call what's going on with our technicians there.
I'm calling Myean then. They keep playing with the stream, yeah. I'm trying to get them, but I'm not getting. So you guys, I'm trying to get them.
Yes, we Dr. Peabody. They put you in jail too?
I think they play with somebody play with the stream, yeah.
You and the dean of the cabinet, both of you guys are in jail. We can hear you, but we can't see you. What did you do?
I'm trying to get them to work on this stream, yard.
Yes,
you only bringing in one person.
You whatever you did, they put you in jail.
Yeah.
You and Pewee and everybody else. But ladies and gentlemen, if you were born in the month of September, give us your birthday. Don't give me the year, just the day. You were born September 21st, just put it there. I know last month we celebrated the August/September ball, and now we are going to be doing September, end of August/September, and then by the 23rd of this month, we're going to switch to September/October. So you were born in the month of September, please give us your birth dates so we can look at you, where you're calling from, and your birthday. I know you want to be, I know you're sweet 16, you will remain 16 forever. So don't give me the year, just give me the day that you were born. But we are celebrating Virgos. Virgos. That is, you were born between August 23rd and September 22nd. Those are the Virgos. Prior to that, we had Libras. We had your Virgo. Is that Virgo? 2 zodiac signs that falls in September. Okay, Virgos, yeah, that's correct. So if you were 23rd through August 23rd through September, then you are September 23rd going into October. We are going to be celebrating the Libras. So you were born in September by the 23rd. You got to wait your turn yet. Don't call in. It's not your birthday. As soon as we do the last show on the 22nd, the following day, it will be your turn. You will be a Libra. And for me, I'm a November born. I was born the last day of the month of November. It so happens that me and President Joseph Boakai have the same birthday, November 30th. No wonder we don't get along. Dr. Peabody, when were you born? What month were you born?
It's getting there, really getting there, October 1st.
Oh, October 1st.
Yeah.
So he's one of the Libras that's coming up. He's a Libra. So he should be real Libra. No wonder he chose to be a philosopher and be a preacher. They are as Libra as Jesus Christ. And even he says, when somebody slap you on this side, be as Libra as they listen, slap me on the other side. I don't know if I can do that, but that's how Libra Jesus Christ was. So meek. That fighting back was not his stuff. So if you were born, you are a Virgo. We are celebrating you this month.
Yeah.
We are.
So that's what you need. So let's just now we good.
Okay. Where is the dean? Honorable Pewee was here, and then he dropped. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think it was because the screen was going, but we good then. We back now. We good.
Okay, great. So that we are doing the week in review. We are going to go over all the other news that we have gone over. So the topics that we covered this week, I just went over. We can't cover them all, but we're going to cover as much as we can. And then we go from there. That's we began with the former president, the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, regrets not doing more for the children of Liberia. This was done on September the 2nd. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Africa's first elected female head of state, says her biggest regret after leading her country out of 2 brutal civil wars is not doing enough to heal the wounds of the young people. In an interview with BBC World Service, the Nobel Peace Prize laureate reflected on her presidency and the challenges of rebuilding a nation devastated by conflict. While Liberia made strides in health and education under her leadership, Sirleaf said thousands of war-scarred youth were left without adequate psychological and social support. It takes guts, Dr. Peabody, it takes guts to admit this is big. This is huge.
Well, at least she got the guts to say that she made some mistake and she didn't do certain things. But some people take it as offense. Some people who are in leadership role are taking it as offense, where they could have just said, you know what, there's something I should have done, I didn't do it. And when other people talk and say, hey, this person didn't do what they're supposed to do, they were not forthcoming, then everybody go after the individual. But at least President Seleke had the guts to say, you know what, I confess, apologize. So that's very important. Why are we hearing ourselves? Okay, we're good now.
Honorable Pewee. The president, Honorable Pewee, can you hear me?
You gotta go and come back. You give me that stuff back.
Yeah, I think Mr. Pewee, you gotta get off your earpiece.
Yeah, well, you can hear me.
Are you getting the feedback?
No, we're good now. That was
okay. Okay. After that, Honorable Pewee, you gotta take your ear plug off. It's in your other ear. It's in your other ear. The Honorable Zilga Wilson.
Yeah.
Zilga Wilson came out and said he failed the Liberian youth. This is a man who played the sports. Ellen Johnson didn't play the sport. I'm not giving her any excuses. I'm not giving her any pass at all. But this man played the sports, and he served 2 administrations as an assistant minister and then minister proper. And he did absolutely nothing, only to come back after 6 years of a dismal service to say, and he's a very good friend, he's my in-law, to come on our show and say he failed the folks. This is what I kept saying, Honorable Pewee, about the shortcomings of President Myean. He just doesn't have the fortitude to look someone in the face and say, like President Trump, you are fired for incompetence, for not being productive, not being innovative, not being creative, especially in your area of expertise. You are a sports enthusiast, you are a sports professional, you play the sports. You felt the pains of being underfunded. And President Myean gave you the opportunity to take our athletics to another level. 6 years, you did nothing. The president should have fired.
You can hear me? I'm not hearing.
I'm hearing you, but Jerome is frozen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes, Jerome is frozen.
Yeah, Mr. Q, is he back?
Yes, I'm back. And I was saying Zilga Wilson should have been fired right after his midterm, when they do the midterm review. The president should have known that Zilga was not cut for the job. He should have been fired, but the president is known to not fire people. Even the guys on whose leadership this party headquarters were broken down, they still kept them, put them on committee to build the next one.
Yeah.
This is George Weah's point. This is what I'm saying. George Weah is incompetent. He is not a leader. As much as I love him, he just doesn't have that gravitas. To call Pewee in the room and say, Pewee, you are the deputy, go downstairs, tell all the assistant ministers they are fired. Even if he didn't want to do it, say, Pewee, you go down there and fire them, tell them, as per the president, everybody's performance is so poor, y'all got to go and we'll bring in new crew. He couldn't do that. And these guys stay on the job. After 6 years, then he's coming down to put the president under the bus and say, we failed the people. This is what we are talking about. Honorable Pewee, your turn. Can you hear me?
Pewee, can you hear Pewee seem frozen?
He needs to take the stuff off his ear.
Yes, I'm getting you now.
Yes, go ahead.
It's disconnected. Actually, it's not connected. It's disconnected.
Okay.
I disconnected it. Yeah, but give me on the most serious note, and I agree. Now, and as a student of leadership myself, it is important to note here that a true leader inspires. Now, an attempt to not have the ability to inspire or take major decisions, your leadership will be seriously brought into caution, and that's why leaders should be bold to read between the line, and you have to understand and take some situational leadership approach. And the situational leadership approach will have to come from the level of where this situation is not, we're not getting results yet. How can we move on? Take some bold step actually, and just take some decision and move on. And you correct that course, and if the course is not clear, you have to clear it as a leader. Because if everything were to go wrong, everything going to shift on you. The blame game going to directly come and rest on your shoulders. And that's one of the reasons where leaders we have to sometimes take responsibility when everything wreck up. But if no, and that was one of the unfortunate leadership approach of the former president. Probably he didn't have the wherewithal as the president to take decisions. But remember here, Jerome, in every leadership, particularly the presidency, you have a lot of instruments to protect you, right? And that's the reason why Article 50 of our Constitution stated that the executive power of the Constitution is vested rather in the president. Only one person that power is vested in. And it's the president of the republic. And Article 54 of the Constitution also gives the president extraordinary power here, the power to appoint. And the fact that you are the giver of the job, you want to take the job. And Article 54, they didn't just say, okay, the president will just appoint, and when the president appoints, the official will be there for the entire term. Actually, no. Article 56 of the Constitution also says that all of those that the president appoints in Article 54 serve at the will and pleasure of the president. Is there where you exhibit and exercise the leadership skill in terms of evaluating those you appointed? There will have to be some level of evaluation as to see if they perform. There's a benchmark every president will have to measure. That measurement will have to be consistent with the performance base. You have to do a routine evaluation. No one's going to evaluate your officials. So the routine evaluation standard you're going to set as a metric the president is going to set. And how is a deliverable met? Now, if this ministry is not giving the kind of results you require, you dig more deeper as the president. You call the minister, what's the problem you're not performing? Note if this pattern continues, if you are not reaching up to me to do your own evaluation as to if it is your assistant ministers or deputy ministers that are trying to hinder or impede the function or serving as a major impediment to certain deliverables that you have to meet, let me know and I will take action. But if I'm not getting that information, then I will think you, the minister, you are incompetent. So if those things, if the minister himself is not coming realistically to say, okay, this minister is reneging, he's not coming to work, this deputy or assistant minister is not coming to work, he's not doing this, then the president should take the bold step to act in accordance with Article 56 of the Constitution. So if the president is not doing that, I mean, that is not a good thing. Right? And if people are coming saying that, hey, listen, we didn't appoint people to youth and sport or to transport or information, agriculture, public work to just be there for the 6-year period. The president will appoint those people so they will perform in keeping with the president mandate. The president got a mandate given to him by the Liberian people. And the president is working within that framework. If the work is being stored by particular people trying to interrupt the activity of the president should not hesitate but move to dismiss them in accordance with the power that the Constitution just gave to him. That's one of it. So it's unfortunate that that would be the case. But I think one of the things, if he will ever have the time, the opportunity to take on the Liberian presidency, I believe the former president will course correct, right? And see that, hey, I think this is one of my weaknesses, the fact that I didn't want to hurt people and I have friendship with people and I maintain that. And again, most of those official government use that as an alibi, as an incentive to don't perform. And why it did also incentivize them to move. Say, hey, the president will he appoint you, if forgetting about you. So you just go do our own thing. Now nobody was on your own. Maybe on the okay or a rape or so. I mean, so that's the case. On a serious note, I heard folks saying that. Certain folks were even so shocked and surprised when I even tendered resignation and other things. So people believe, and I think we all may have been guilty of that. People didn't perform because they believed that the president would not dismiss me. And some of those that took the opportunity of this was those that were very close to the president. They saw that as a friend, and he didn't want to hurt them, and so he didn't bother those kind of these things. So it's quite so. I think the presidency should be there should be a barometer that the measurement should be on the basis of that, the performance, and what is the metric you set as to what target have you talking about in terms of those things. President Sirleaf did those things at the time. If not necessarily removing you completely out of government, there was a process about Ali reshuffling, right? So and that's the case. And you can recall President Sirleaf believed at the time that former Solicitor General Jerome Gayman, when he was appointed as Minister of Labor, when they removed him from the position as Solicitor General and took him to Labor Ministry for some reason, and the president believed that Gongloe was not performing effectively as Minister of Labor. At the time, we were in advocacy, we heard a lot of things. We heard people would confine us. It was alleged that the president believed he was not performing well as the Labor Minister. There's a human rights lawyer. He defended the course of the Constitution, all of things. The president of the Republic believed he's not performing effectively as the Labor Minister. So what the president did, the president removed him from there in a general reshuffle and appointed him to the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication, I believe. And he didn't take that. He didn't take that. I think he resigned. He said, he was not the person to work in that area. He would never have been effective. So he believed the area of Labor Ministry of the appropriate area he would have performed. But otherwise, the president said, no. I'm just saying this to say the president got that prowess, that executive power given the president exclusively, not the vice president, not the speaker, not the president pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, but the president of the Republic, to ensure accountability. Those that serve the government will have to account to him. Then he will move on to account to the Liberian people. And the only time you account to the people of the country is the time for elections. And so, I mean, it is important that if you are a leader, even you, Jerome, you run a business, there's a benchmark you set. And those benchmarks will have to come with a period of time that you have to meet certain deliverables. And those deliverables have to fall in certain categories. So, hey, you say, this is my target. If we're not meeting the target, you call your staff and tell them, say, we need to meet this target. If we can't meet the target, I think I will have to take some major decision. So it's important that I want to believe moving forward, President Weah, and I agree with you. That was a serious weakness on his part in terms of not being decisive as a leader. And every leader, you have to be a leader that will inspire your follower, and a leader that will take decision in terms of certain situations. So you have to take the situational approach as a leader also in curving certain situations or stemming them and meeting certain target. Or in that, trust me, you're going to incentivize non-productive workforce. And if you incentivize non-productive workforce, the outcome would be not productive. And it's part of the reason why we see now most of them is self-confection time, right? Everybody's saying. I would not be surprised if too many to come and say,
yeah, man.
I'm very sorry for not.
We spoke too much cigar, man.
Yeah, I'm very sorry for not appropriately for leaving the CDC. Maybe he will come and say that also, or come to reason. But yeah, it's a serious thing, and I believe that he will course correct moving forward if he were to get similar thing. The same with the current president. The president, the same. This current president, I mean, he's a little different because he takes some decision, but the same. We've been hearing about reshuffle now. Going to year 2, we still just going. Maybe anybody that will be dismissed under this current president too, is just because he's very slow in taking decision. He don't take decision. He will always shift blame. Imagine the president will shift blame on his minister. Why would the president shift blame on your minister when you get the power to fire the minister? Eh?
Wow, ladies
and gentlemen,
so
ladies and gentlemen,
it's so ironic, but it's a serious thing.
You are listening to the Dean of the Cabinet here. Mr. Nagbe, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Gayman, thank you very much. It's good to be with you guys, Dr. Peabody, Mr. Sylvester Pewee, and the chief himself, St. Tomalin, Nyenwolo Judge. Happy Friday to you guys. Good to be here with you. Let me say hi to our audience as well. As always, if you're not going to share the show, don't watch. What is it to watch it alone? Please share the show. Invite someone to join us. Thank you.
You see, you said you call him Sin, right? Chief Sin. You
Yes.
see the hollow? You see the hollow behind him?
I know, right?
They got a hollow. That holy man. Even Dr. Peabody, who is a preacher, don't have that hollow behind
That
him.
thing belongs behind Dr. Peabody, right? It hang over the head.
Right over his head. That's a holy man. Welcome, Chief.
Yes, man. You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Before I start, let me just make some correction. Pewee, Gongloe was now removed. What happened was President Seleke dismissed her entire cabinet, and when she dismissed her entire cabinet, she asked them to resign, I think, and then she suspended them, the entire cabinet. And Gongloe said the action she took was he shouldn't have been suspended. So he said he wasn't coming back. That he was Minister of Labor. That how come he didn't return to the Labor Ministry? Yeah.
Okay.
She suspended her entire cabinet for something.
Was I coming? The person that's informing you now, they need to come back to inform me. I know that.
No.
Somebody informing you, man. I know.
No, that's only I know.
Stop that.
No. That's only I know.
Let's get it. I may be wrong.
You're wrong.
Let's get it.
Was not dismissed.
Was it not sent? I'm not saying this. Was it not sent to telecommunication?
No. He was Minister of Labor.
I know he was Minister of Labor. That's what I said.
President Seleke suspended her entire cabinet for something. When she suspended her entire cabinet, then she started bringing them back. He said he wasn't coming back.
Why she suspended the cabinet?
I'm trying to puzzle that. I know there was something happening. She suspended the entire cabinet. And
nothing really happened. Her intent was to get rid of certain people in government. That's why when she did that.
She did it. But he said, I will not come back. How come he left our government?
I know in Monrovia when they got rid of Gongloe, they brought Giflo in.
She asked for cabinet. I mean, she suspended the cabinet. Something maybe somebody.
Did they say him to any other ministry?
No. For one Labor.
But I think they fired him.
No, he wasn't fired. He resigned. He said that he wasn't going. When she fired, they suspended her cabinet. She asked him to come back to work. He said he wasn't coming back.
So when was he a Solicitor General? Was he ever a Solicitor General?
Yeah. When she took over the first job,
when she remember he the one served Charles Taylor when he brought him to Liberia.
He was the first Solicitor General under Ellen. Then later on he
was the same Charles Taylor who abused him.
Yeah, so
allegedly.
He formally gives Taylor his serving his
Charles didn't really abuse him. It was alleged that Charles abused him. But if you break the law, you have to meet the punishment of that. If you said things,
he broke the law.
Oh yeah, he said things. The police invited him to interrogate him. That's all.
So Pewee, are you saying that when you speak your mind, then you break the law?
Oh, when the police invite you, then they punishing you?
But they torture the man. You
are not tortured. He lied that he was tortured. Nobody tortured him.
They beat the man.
Nobody tortured him. He lied that he was tortured.
That the man came to the United States for medical checkup?
Because he wanted to come here. You have these people lying to just come?
Come on,
man.
Hey, man.
Listen. I followed that case very closely.
The way this guy was tortured, including some of the sodomy and all that stuff, you say it didn't happen?
He never said he was ever sodomized. He said he was sodomized?
Yes. I don't know about that.
He ever said that?
No, he was just physically abused.
He never said he was sodomized. He said he said the put he said where he was with cockroaches and other things. He ever said he was sodomized?
I think so. I'm going to check it out.
Nobody did that to him.
But for me, I don't know much about that. But what I do know, I remember I trying to find out. Maybe Sefa can like his story.
Man, we don't need no history to tell what we kept the information. Why we got history? We got it. Information is clear.
Seleke asked her cabinet to resign. She suspended her cabinet. Then she suspended her cabinet.
She didn't ask. She suspended the entire cabinet. And the intent behind that was she wanted to get rid of Abulai Johnson. She wanted to get rid of the guy from the 3 persons she actually wanted to get rid of, but she didn't have the space to dismiss them. Her own brother Abula Johnson, she wanted to get rid of him. She wanted to lit, and she also wanted to get rid of the guy that was that I knew the story, the reason behind that. Maybe I may have missed he being sent somewhere, but the reason for that, for dismissing the suspending the entire cabinet.
Thank God the superintendent is talking here. It was during the Ebola impression. So yeah, I asked all cabinet members not to travel with all her approval. Yes. Then I just when
no, not Ebola.
No, it was not that time. It was not that time.
The superintendent missing
It was not that time. No, it was not that time.
It was not the business of Ebola, not traveling. She suspended the entire cabinet because she wanted to get rid of. She wanted to get rid of Abula Johnson. She wanted to get rid of what a guy from the chairman of the investment commission, man. Nadi Davis.
Nadi Davis.
Yeah. 3 persons she wanted to get rid of from her cabinet. They were very close to her. She didn't know the way to do it, so she suspended the entire. She dismissed the.
Are you? I want to tell you. What happened?
I'm telling you this.
But
listen. I don't listen. I'm not going to call it name. I'm telling you the reason she did that.
But the reason she put up, she said the cabinet should suspend for something.
No, nothing. I'm telling you, there was no reason she gave. I'm telling you.
I can't picture what she's.
She dismissed. There was no reason when she was anybody. She did that. She wanted to get rid of her own relative in the government that she felt were giving problem. And that the name I call you, those names I called, there were 3. I will get the other name. And that's the reason why when she brought them, I agree now. Yeah, when she brought them, I tell one saying that's the reason.
You're not coming back.
If the superintendent is on there, she will tell you behind the scene that what Pewee is saying is true. She want to get rid of Abula Johnson, the first man, the Italian affairs minister. He was into a lot of corruption in the late. She really wanted him out. She was embarrassing him. She didn't have the nerve to dismiss him.
I'm telling
you, she wouldn't do it. Listen.
You saw the meeting with she and our money cabinet meeting. She and Anthony Sai, right?
So, I'm telling you, when it comes to the issue about Madame Sali and family thing, that was her weakness, right? That was her weakness. The reason behind the entire cabinet going at that time, she wanted to get rid of those people. I called 2. There's one other person. Madame Donkey Castle, one of the confidant of the president, I know this. Pinge were very close. Yeah. Pinge will tell you the rest of the story. Because I want to believe Pinge knew. I don't know if I think Pinge was in the cabinet then, right? Yeah, I think.
I think our secretary brought the minister agenda. First
Pinge first served at the executive mansion. They are on the sales superintendent from superintendent. They brought her to the ministry of gender and other things. So when Baba Gibla left, I had Pinge came in.
Great.
Pinge came into the ministry, but that's part of the reason. But yeah, listen, Taylor did not listen. At the time, we had people. We had some of the progressives at the time were undermining the Taylor administration. And to come and be on the ground,
Nagbe. Why were you undermining?
Let me tell you one for that. Councillor went to Guinea, started to speak some propaganda there. The whole problem came when he went to Guinea.
Who, Councillor Gongloe?
Yes, the whole thing came from Guinea. I was in contact with them. People even said,
I know a brother also John.
Yeah, he will come back. But I'll speak to that. I'll be honest. The whole thing when he visited Guinea, he said something about, they know at the time, and at the time, the Lord people were meeting on that side a lot. And Taylor himself, the Taylor people, they had a lot of intelligence in fun there. I can't remember that time, hundreds of times, he couldn't do other things. But listen, if you did things and the government was just concerned to come and ask him some questions, what were you doing here? All your role with the people, and these are people that are trying to play insurgency, say against the government, your role with them, all those things. So it was just playing on the line. So listen, people can listen.
My man, before you respond to Evan Mario, you're making allegations against you, Sylvester.
Come again?
I said before you land, make sure to respond to Elvis Murray. You said you were one of Taylor's spies.
You said you were in Guinea spy on Gongloe.
Oh yeah, that man that he Papa recruited me. Papa was part of the thing. Papa recruited me and I was a spy.
But Mr. Gayman,
yeah. Right? If Papa recruited me, said, "My begin, you can speak French." So once you correct me, so I said, "No problem."
You know, gentlemen. I remember vividly. No, security work that is not a small thing. I work in immigration, right? I working directly with Taylor brother-in-law.
You were working immigration?
Yeah. So they sent now at the time law were coming, right? They were training in Guinea. So they send the guys on reconnaissance. But guess who went reconnaissance? Market women. The one that market women, marketers. They went to Guinea and they saw the poor training. The one that if they were selling. So they went there and saw the poor training and came back. I remember that night, 2 a.m, they were briefing us somewhere up Mama Point, briefing us security about the mission. I said, wow. Look, I won't lie. I had a friend. We're attending AMU University together. You're from the Crown Tribe. I said, my man, you know, I know you better get from the place. Because all the guys, what the guys will do, they will pass and go down there and all the countries and go to the guys in Guinea on their base and get their support and things. But in the government too, security work that's one of the dangerous jobs. Don't play with that work. So when the guys went there as marketers, and while they were there, they said, oh, I see Pewee, I see Peabody, I see the person there. Oh, then they will come back to Monrovia and they say in the government state. I told my man, I said, my man, you know what I know. I said, on campus, I said, don't go. I said, get lost.
You read 20 this and that I also live that.
Yeah, I said, don't come back here because I said, right now, brother, I'm telling you right now, you're in Guinea recently. The man whole future changed. As I'm telling you,
yeah. One of those already effective getting those information. Imagine, remember when Taylor brought a woman at the time from Marie Washington was the head of the Liberia Marketing Association. She was very powerful. She was very close to President Taylor, right? So and Taylor used that institution at the time, organization, to get most of the intelligence from the region.
Yeah.
He specifically empowered them. They will move into Guinea, to Sierra Leone. So all of the information that was happening.
That was lower training.
There where Kehleboe Gongloe problem came from. And that's what I'm saying to you. Kehleboe problem came from there. He went to Conakry, so they brought out information. They decided, I want Kehleboe to prove me wrong on this one. So I know you
come for you.
Yeah. No, but I'm not saying wrong. There was a problem came from. He went to Guinea. And I want to believe probably the market women may have seen that they thought they misinterpreted his visitation. Probably he was invited for different things. Then they thought that, oh, we saw the man with the people. So and at the time, any Liberian that went to that place, they believed from the Taylor government, and that was erroneous. I want to admit it. It's not every Liberian that went to Guinea at the time was trying to collaborate.
But what happened was, what they were doing, they were sort of leave the country to go, right? Then they would go to Guinea. Go on the base, or you guys in base, get in the support. Then they come back in the town.
Yeah, and your side, you're not accepting.
They part the government, so it's like you guys there. So they were like, you see, people that I said, I see this only. And when I stay in all that place in less than a minute, all that place. I said, what?
They were double agents.
No, they on reconnaissance. They go on reconnaissance now. On a mission, you know. But NSA, right? NSA mean job to do all these things. That you have NSA officer. You all have NSA officer posted in your neighbors like Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, and Sierra Leone, so that they can keep you abreast of what's happening in this country because they share borders with Liberia. They keep you informed. So NSA job, man. But somebody can lie. They got somebody can get lie on people. Get liars that put in there.
Let me hold you right there.
Let me respond to the guy. I've never been part of evil. And let me say this to you. I've never been part of any belligerent forces in the country. None of those belligerent forces that I ever associated with in terms of being a militant. I've never associated myself with any militant thing. I'm not the process of militancy. I've debunked it. I have refuted it. And I have never associated myself with it. Right? And I have rejected it continuously. And listen, I may have been admiring the system or supported a system in terms of our democratic process. I affiliated with the NPP as a sympathizer because my late father was very close to the NPP administration, right? So, but I did not affiliate with the rebel side of the institution. I've never been one, and I will never be moving forward. I've never been a recalcitrant element or a belligerent element, and I will never be one. I detest it, and I will condemn it. I condemn what atrocity people committed yesterday, and I will condemn it. As you said, they even put one of them in jail for almost 5 years. He blessed.
I'm going to say when you land.
I've never been one, and I will never put my dear brother. I'm just saying this as a political commentator and a historian into the process moving on, but not to say I support it. I've never supported any war, and I will never support one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nagbe. Let's segue into this.
Yeah.
It says here today, September 12, 2025, loyal rebel leader, Lord General K1, sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to war-related crimes in Liberia. Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, Seleke Kromah, known for war names K1 or Dragon Master, a former commander of the loyal rebel group, was taken into custody Thursday after being sentenced to a federal court to 57 months in prison for lying on his U.S. immigration proceeding about his role in Liberia's civil war. George Chad F. Kennedy von Kamara, a former commander of LURD, Liberia United for Reconciliation and Democracy rebel group, lied on his immigration form when he denied being part of any paramilitary or insurgency organization, and when he denied being part of any paramilitary, recruiting child soldiers when applying for non-immigration visa or green card in 2011. The judge resisted imposing a maximum sentence of 40 years sought by the prosecution. While I can take into consideration his act in Liberia, this court is not an international tribunal or Liberian court, he said, adding that Kamara wartime action should not be properly prosecuted in this jurisdiction, the U.S. 3rd District Court of Appeal. The sentence marked a departure from the sentence in 2018 of Ulimbo Commander Mohammed Jabate, who is serving a 30-year sentence for lying about his wartime crime record in immigration proceeding. The judge in this case found the underlying crime were so egregious that he applied the higher level of sentencing the guideline. Unlike European jurisdictions, which have tried several perpetrators of Liberia's civil conflict, in recent years, the U.S. does not have law against so-called international crimes, such as torture and recruitment of child soldiers that could apply to crime committed in Liberia's conflict. For this reason, prosecutors have used criminal immigration fraud to hold perpetrators to account and prevent them from escaping justice by hiding in exile. Kamara has sought leniency in sentencing by pleading guilty. Experts say his sentence, significantly lower than the 40-year term that prosecutors sought, may well have reflected that. Experts say Kamara's sentence may also factor in consideration of Moses Wright, the former Armed Forces of Liberia commander, another combatant facing charges of immigration fraud, whose trial is set to go on in May 2026. Mr. Nagbe, this Liberian thing is not going away. While the United States may not have the jurisdiction to punish you, they say after he served his 57 months, he will have to return to Liberia.
Yeah. First of all, I'm glad that welcome back from your Republican convention.
Oh, Lord.
I hope you Republicans, you had a good deliberation and scrap this your God forbidding immigration policy that your chief is introducing here is causing a lot of havoc. But look, it's good to be here with you, and I'm glad also that Sylvester was able to clear it up. Is the speculation, surrounding as whether he has been able to participate. He participated in any conflict. I know this is the source of the bet of the
So
wager
you want
between him and Robert, and then there's $20,000.
we litigate the thing.
All right, let me steer clear of it.
But between who? The 20,000?
Robert Garguah, yeah, you don't remember? I didn't tell me to still have that money.
Give me 20,000.
But to the matter, Jerome, you're right. Look, it is sad that foreign governments, foreign powers are doing for us what we're supposed to be doing in our own country. The War and Economic Crimes Code, is one of those places that we thought people would go. I mean, the TROC, they did some work. And we thought the governments after that would build upon whatever work they did, but we're still struggling. But yeah, these guys who participated in a war and took refuge in foreign parts, they're falling like dominoes. You're right, Moses, right? Moses, Thomas, where were you? They all have gone through the U.S. courts for their participation in war, even though they are not being prosecuted for participating in a war. They're prosecuting them for lying on the immigration papers. It's a very simple question. Have you participated in any terrorist activity or whatever? Those little questions, you check them, and they store them. And once in a while they run the checks. And if you fall victim to their discovery, they will pull you in. And so I believe Mr. Kamara, was one of those who was pulled in, and I think the investigation showed that he lied. Otherwise, he wouldn't be begging for clemency and leniency and all of that. But yes, I think he will serve justice. After that, I think he will go back to Liberia and enjoy himself, as others are doing. I mean, some of them are already in the House of Representatives, some of them are in the legislature, some are even in the executive branch. People who have absolutely no right being anywhere near power. Most of the people are criminals. They committed crimes against our people. They looted and pillaged our people's resources. Some of them are still living on the loot. They're using this loot to buy votes and get into power. Most of them are. And we hope the laws of our country will actually rise up and take these people down. Some of these people, they don't need to be anywhere near power, near governance. They don't deserve it.
Yeah, but
they don't deserve it.
Mr. Nagbe, the present Minister of Internal Affairs, Mr. Francis Yumeli, said it. He says, if Falabu comes to Foya, I'm going to murder him. And he says, you go and talk to the people in Foya. They know me. They know what I did here. This man said he killed people, and they rewarded him.
He was a self-confessed rebel. He said, I'm a rebel. He said that. And yet, President Bouakai will not withdraw this man's nomination. And of course, the rubber stamp Senate, they went ahead and approved him. Right now, he's in the Ministry of Internal Affairs as minister. He has also been accused of sexual misconduct. He's on tape. And yet, this president would not. And yet, we sit here and talk about rape here and there. Of course, the rape is being condoned by the executive mansion. They are coddling these people. Yemani is a criminal. He's a criminal. He shouldn't be anywhere in the Ministry of Internal Affairs as minister.
Did you?
This is our reality.
Did any court convict Yemani for calling him criminal?
Yes, the court of public opinion. Yes.
You see, and that is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. Pewee, he admitted. He said it. We're not making it up.
Come on. No,
Mr. Nagbe, you got to push back because Yemeni said it.
You don't have to push back. Join him collectively so I can push back. I will let to join together to push back.
We don't need two of us to go behind the push back.
We push all the way to Lofa.
He has an unfortunate situation here. So is that the way you're going to be adjudicating matter if you are to go in executive marshal tomorrow as a political party?
Mr. Pewee, if you walk into my house and you say I'm a rapist, I raped someone before, I will take your word for it.
On the basis of sentiments?
No, not sentiment.
On the basis of
you admit, you confess.
Listen,
Jerome, let me say this, Mr. Vessel. Let me tell you something. You live in this country here, you know about the Me Too movement. You understand me?
Yes.
The law favors the accuser. When there's an allegation made, let me finish.
Where's the accuser here?
Wait, let me finish. The lady was on tape. She filed a complaint. How do you think Yumali's tape came about? The lady filed a complaint. She went public. People interviewed her. That was sufficient enough for the Ministry of Gender or any other prosecuting authority to call Yumali in and investigate.
You could listen to the inconsistency. You could listen to the inconsistency in the lady who claimed.
It doesn't matter.
The inconsistency in the claim.
How do you prove inconsistency? Did you investigate?
The issue of
nobody investigated. What is the source of the inconsistency?
Okay, I listen to you, Jerry. Will you listen to me now? The issue of rape back home. The issue of rape back home is not just an issue that one want to play with. It's a kind of a life and death situation.
Correct.
Now, if one were to be accused and that they've committed the act, the law is very clear. And let me again for the record state, I support the major punishment on the issue of rape. particularly those that will rape innocent kids and women, if you will. They should be drastically and harshly punished by the law. And I support that. But
so what's about those who rape boys?
I come in. I'm when I mean innocent people, boys. And when I say boys, children, boys,
thank you.
Cover everybody. Those that were even sodomized boys should be harshly punished by the law. Those that would be found culpable of doing that. But here's the caveat I want to send. When this issue started, when we all started, I can remember there was a time we aggressively, the new progressive movement, aggressively. There was a time in Dopoh. I did a tour in a town called Myean. There was a situation that unfolded there when I think I reflect on my little daughter that just turned 12 or so. I got girls' children. There's this guy had the news razor blade. Imagine razor blade. And I will say this, I was saying the graphic way so people will know that how some of us detesting against those heinous, those animals on an 8-month-old baby. Because his parent could not use razor blade. I'm saying on the show. That guy we pushed on that case today, he's sitting in there in South Beach. He went to jail for life. We pushed for that. We're on a tour. I'm saying this so I will want to suffer, say this kind of thing to you. So you will remember how we detested and the canvas heavily against those that will be involved in it. Quickly. Meanwhile, what we said that sometimes, listen, I read a book and I watched a show, it is better. One of the major legal-minded persons said this. It is better to have a guilty man run to go innocent than to punish someone that is innocent. So what do I mean by this? While we are against this issue about rape, and we should nail those people and harshly punish them, we have to be mindful when those allegations come out. We should not act on the basis of sentiment, because if they say, for instance, Sylvester Pewee or Tomalin or Jerome Gayman is allegedly raped this person, Jerome should just be going straight to jail. Pewee should go straight to jail. So we have to get the fact.
Pewee, let me ask you. So what happened to what happens to the case? What happens to the allegation?
Which allegation?
That humanly raped the woman. She made
That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you.
What happens to that case?
I don't know.
Okay,
What I said on the show the last time. Let me end here.
Go ahead.
What I said on the show the last time when that allegation thing came out, I said if the fact that this woman is sounding inconsistent with her allegation, because she said one thing, she said she made 3 different statements. She's an adder. We expected her to be consistent. But what I said, if it is the police should go deeper into this case and prove no one should be given a sugar daddy deal. Nobody should be protected because they're close to the presidency. And I agree openly before that the statement you made in FOIA was not only reckless, but it was totally uncalled for.
It was of criminal nature.
He should not be appointed.
When you call uncalled for,
listen. He should not be appointed by the president as Minister of Interior.
Thank you very much.
Exactly. I mean, he threats.
That's what I said. But there was nothing because the law didn't charge him. We are sure to charge him. Did they charge him? Nobody charged him.
Yeah, well, this is what we are saying. Go ahead, you man.
Yeah, the Senate, the Constitution, they say with the advice and consent, right? He nominates his official to serve in his government, and the Senate is there to have confirmed that the confirmation hearing. And honestly, people spoke against what you might have said. They played, but to our surprise, the Senate, and that's why you put a blame on Yombly and the rest of the senators that voted for him to be.
They are wrong.
I agree with you.
Should have been rejected. Okay.
But Tomalin, the president can also withdraw that nomination.
No, but I mean, a happy person. I agree, because President Weah took over. He appointed Charles Gibson.
Exactly.
As Minister of Justice, and he keep on fire. But we had to withdraw his nomination and appointed Musa Dean. But now, here's the thing, though.
And he also appointed Zorizo.
It seems they don't put a pressure on Zorizo, and President we had they rejected him. He was rejected. Right. But now, the issue about rape, right? Rape
same thing with Imaduki.
Wabaduki. Again, now
my Igbo is not too good.
No, but again, too, maybe if Wabaduki has stayed there, maybe we are be president today because he was being NEC chairman, but they put fire behind him and talking up. But get my point here though. Issue about rape. Now, somebody accused you of rape. Now, I thought the law says that you are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
That's correct.
But now, yesterday, I'm not defending this guy but what I'm saying that I think the best way to do to him, suspend him. But now I think he removed himself. Suspend the guy pending investigation outcome. But I heard they don't other people qualify. Got to be fired right away.
No,
we all being given a day in court. But then when I further investigated, they said the child was examined, was given a medical examination, and it was found that the child was tampered with. Okay, she was tampered with. So as a result, and now that's a crime committed. The issue now, who committed this crime? And I know in the medical people will tell you that once there was penetration, you are, and the medical people will tell you when they do the investigation, they will find out that they found specimen from the person.
That's
and
correct.
they do DNA stuff. If it's linked to him, then take action on that. But for me, I say that like people said earlier, somebody come up tomorrow and say, "Oh, John Brown raped the person," okay, and people it sounds bad, right? The wrong way, but sometimes John Brown may be innocent. So you should get the person a day in court.
That's correct.
Yeah.
My question here.
Yeah.
My question here.
Uh-huh.
My question here, based on what the father said, based on the report we got from the journalist, this girl went to this man's place on her own. When the dad tried to stop her from going, she said she was going, it was getting late. The dad had called her to come home. She came back home and she refused to tell her dad what happened, whether they had consensual sex or something like that. What I see in this case, I see here a grown up sleeping with a minor, an adult sleeping with a minor, which is wrong, which is illegal.
It cannot be consensual. That's correct.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it could be.
No. She's a
minor.
But
you can't support consensual sex for a minor. You should agree.
Listen, it's illegal, but in the legal definition, it may not be a rape. It may not be a rape.
It may not be law. I think the age of consent in Liberia, I think what age of consent in Liberia, I think is 16-year-old.
Okay.
No, I think it's 18.
The age of consent in Liberia is 18 or 16.
Let me see.
But it's it. Is he slept with this child? They did an investigation. He slept with it. Slept with the child, and which is illegal to sleep with a minor. He should go to jail. He should be arrested if it's been proven, But what constitutes rape, though?
I'm sorry, I'll be waiting.
Right?
So here's the situation. Let me give you an example. I'm saying this because I used to work with the New Jersey Department.
1 minute. Let me read it here. The age of sexual consent in the Republic of Liberia is 18.
18?
Yes. And that was established by the Liberian law of 2012.
So that means, right? If the age of consent is 18, even if a 16-year-old or 15-year-old say, if she even agree to have sex with you, it's wrong.
It's illegal.
That's right.
It's illegal.
It's a criminal nature. He should go to jail.
Wrong.
But here's it. I'm just kind of picking back to what I did before as an investigation at the Department of Children and Family. I've had cases before where kids that age been raped, and the law said, been sexually molested, and the law said the parents will have to file charges. If the parents don't file charges, the only thing I do is to call the criminal department. I will call them and say, hey, I have this situation here where this child appeared to be molested. And they will go to the house. But if the parent and the child not willing to talk, not willing to file charges, there's nothing happened. Now, if there was where he forcibly met this girl walking, grab her and force her in and had sex with her, that one could be automatically arrested and stuff like that.
he may have lured again. If the child is lured, right, lured into doing it.
Right, it's statutory rape.
It's rape. Once she's not the age. But you know something? Look, I'll say this to you guys. And how to call it? In Liberia, like Mr. Gayman just said, the age of consent is 18.
True.
If even a 17-year-old go and say, "Oh yeah, I'm doing it," no problem. But if it finds out that it actually the only problem people have with the Ministry of Gender, right? By right, and gentlemen, by right, if a child goes to the hospital for delivery, if that child is below 18 years old, you're supposed to find out. The first thing you do, Ministry of Gender will say, "Look, who is you keep database? So tell me, who impregnated you?"
It's a red flag. It's a red flag.
Yeah, yeah, because exactly. But then, if a child go there,
everybody protecting everybody in the ground. They'll be afraid to say. They will not tell you.
Yeah,
they will say we don't know the power. They will say we don't know the power. They will not tell you.
If Labrador have money, if you do that, the child, that minor child who's pregnant will not go. Because it's still property. It still will take ownership of that baby, or that child and that baby.
They still gave me the girl responsibility. They're not that other people.
We put it in foster home. Yes. Yeah. Because you under the power come forward, we put a child, the parent will tell who pregnant the girl. Let's be honest. I mean, you know, look, la brother, because the first thing the people can do, somebody told me a story, say, Georgie, what's your time? The first thing they'll do, they will grab the parent will say, I'll take that case, move that case from over there. They take the case from over there. And that's what's happening. And it's wrong. It's wrong. Yeah.
Okay, your name and where you calling from?
So what's the update on the
1 minute? Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gayman. This is Elvis calling from Minnesota. I just wanted to chime in. You guys are doing a great job on the show. I just want to give you some kudos. Well, like Chief Tomalin George was saying, you know, a child below the age of consent cannot give consent, even if they quote unquote verbally consent to you having intercourse with them. They can't do that. So by virtue of that fact, if you have sexual intercourse with a person under the age of consent, is rape. Exactly. Now it can be different. Let's say there's two young kids who are both 16 years old, who are both minors and below the age of consent, and have sexual intercourse. You can't charge the other 16-year-old, let's say the boy for rape, because they're both under the age of consent and they're both minors. So there's some difference to the law. But I think what happened was right. The guy, even though he wasn't found guilty in the court of law, if you are found to be doing something improper, just the appearance of impropriety, the president has the right to suspend you, pending a legal, investigation. So I think he was right in that instance. But to Mr. Pewee, look, I mean, we respect you on the show as an intellectual, and we all have political sides that we support. But one of the persons that we hold the highest in Liberia is Councilor, Kehleboe Gongloe. And he himself has came up and said that he was tortured. He was ill-treated by the Taylor administration. He had the scar, he has the story. So I think when you question his validity or his integrity by questioning whether or not he was tortured, I think that's disrespectful to him. A man of high integrity is very integrous. And I think maybe you should render an apology to him, because he definitely was tortured. It has been established by many people, and he himself. Even people who tortured him came and apologized to him, the likes of Saburi and other people who did those things to him. So I just want to come and make those comments. We respect the show, we respect the panelists, but let's not disrespect the intellects of the people listening to the show. Thank you.
That's Jerome quickly, because let me say again, people, it's just quite unfortunate. I know for Elvis to say what he's saying here. That's can you prove one occasion that Saburi ever came out publicly and apologized? So if Councilor Gongloe said anything that someone, do you know that Councilor Gongloe one of those that were pushing for Taylor to leave Liberia, that they were not fit to be president of Liberia? What do you expect from someone that was against Mr. Taylor? What did you expect from that? I'm baffled by your utterance just now. It's just quite unfortunate that sometimes you guys are more very sentimental in reacting to issue than trying to do a balanced analysis of the issue. I'm not defending. I said it's alleged. How do I know that he was tortured?
Are you telling me that?
How do I know that he was tortured? To come out and just make and be so sentimental just now and say apologize for what?
You're a diplomat.
I'm not one of those that put and run to myopic analysis. No, I don't do that. And what should I apologize for?
Can you hear me?
Apologize for what? I'm hearing you.
All right. Are you telling me that opposition to Charles Taylor warranted him taking Jerome Gongloe behind him?
I'm not saying that. I said it was alleged.
You said
listen.
Taylor. What do you expect? How do you expect?
Listen. No. I come in. Then what do you expect that he will say things that didn't happen? You're not catching my point. He will say things that didn't happen. It's possible. It's possible. At the time, the plan was to demonize that administration. So many of times there were things people say in the country. Do you know that there were plenty of journalists that came to Monrovia that alleged that Mr. Taylor put them in the executive mansion and put other area on them? Do you know that, Mr. Nagbe? The entire progressive went against Mr. Taylor. They didn't want him there. They were part of the reason why they even supported the incursion against him to support Lur from Guinea. Do you know how many politicians were behind that? He was spotted in Conakry. The government invited him to find out what did he go to do in Conakry. I'm not challenging that he was tortured or not tortured. Then someone's come to say I should apologize on a sentimental basis. That's quite unfortunate.
No, but what Elvis is saying, you said Gongloe lied. That was your first comment here today. I didn't speak to it because all of you guys are speaking to it.
What?
But there is medical.
The government said, well, he read a torture. He said he was tortured. He was there. At the end of the day, people stepped in the country. We have people currently here that even went and said they were haunted politically by the government. Even Madam Study government, we have government that wanted to be on political asylum. Do you know what people can do to do this kind of a thing?
Well,
it was alleged. It was alleged.
Pewee.
And that's why I say I stand by that.
No,
then I should apologize for what? Apologize for what?
Pewee, I just pulled up the human rights record and the report on it, and it is not under the lash. This is from the human rights. This is right here. Okay? And it says here.
Every time people say things to the international community, they will take it as face value. And we have to begin the process now of coming to the hard reality, that when some of these things, I'm not saying that. I said, well, he said he was tortured. I didn't see him being tortured. I didn't see him being tortured.
Okay.
I didn't see him being tortured.
Out of New York Human Rights, said one of Liberia's most prominent human rights lawyers, Jerome Gayman, has been brutalized in police custody and is hospitalized as a result. Human Rights Watch said police guard remain near his hospital bed. And the police director announced that Mr. Gongloe remains in police custody without charge pending an investigation. The government of Charles Taylor is using violence to silence independent voices speaking out about Liberia's deteriorating human rights.
Which institution you reading from? Is that Human Rights Watch, right?
Yes.
Okay. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch. There was no good report they ever gave about Taylor. No good report. Okay, and listen, this imperialist organization will not accept them to always impose local of misinformation.
You on fire to know.
Yes, listen.
These are imperialist organizations. Imperialists.
Although no charges have been brought against Mr. Gongloe, appeared to have been arrested in connection with a speech he gave in March 2002 conference in neighboring Guinea on peace in the Mano River Union. The speech dealt with ways in which civil society groups could play a role in imminent or attaining of peace in the Mano River Union and condemned the use of violence as a means to state power. The same day Mr. Gongloe's arrest, the government ordered the closure of the Analyst newspaper, which had just printed a speech by Mr. Gongloe. Mr. Gongloe is well known for his representation of clients in human rights cases and for speaking out against security forces abuse. On April 24, Mr. Gongloe was stopped in his car by police officer Dolo Mark, arrested and taken to the police headquarters around 5:00 p.m. At the police station, he was interrogated about a statement he made at a conference in Guinea. After briefly being questioned, he was stripped nude and placed in a police cell in a basement. Two plainclothes officers in the cell proceeded to severely beat and kick him through the night. They also threatened him, telling him that he was a dissident who they could deal with if they wanted to kill him. These are the different international institutions that have done their homework, and they came up with a finding. And now you are saying they are imperialists?
I guess we have to assume that the NLA newspaper was not closed down too. That is speculation as well.
Oh no. Listen, lot of papers were closed down, even during Manam days. Listen, government go. You have these things on foot.
We're talking about Charles Taylor now. We don't want to gloss away. We're talking about the Charles Taylor thing. But anyhow,
so listen, Jerome, you go about and read and we listen to and that's one of the reasons why sometimes we will have to now be, because you have journalists, and one of those the very institution you just talked about, two of the reporters, they admitted that they came in the country particularly to blackmail the government of Liberia. They admitted.
Can you pull it up?
They admitted it was all around the place worldwide. So listen, I don't take most of these institutions. I don't take most of these institutions seriously.
But I just pulled up the Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch. If you said
I don't take. And you remember the same group that even said that Taylor, along with the Minister of State, Jonathan Taylor, and Puff Daddy, playing Puff Daddy. I mean, you see the kind of thing. Listen. We went across those things. We did an analysis of it, and we knew very clearly these are some of them posed as imperialist institutions, and we don't buy into their myths and disinformation. We don't buy into those things. But again, it was clear that we had a lot of progressive at the time. And those progressive, including Mr. Nagbe and the rest of the folks, they were all bent on undermining Mr. Taylor presidency in Liberia. Period. And you know the rest of them, the UPP people, all of them.
Okay. That's your opinion.
No, Sylvester, for information, Blamo Nelson, he still lives today. He was the Director General of the Cabinet
I know that. Director of the Cabinet, yes. Okay. Because he believed at the time, and they didn't take it lightly with him when he joined the Taylor administration. He played a major role with Mr. Taylor. He was isolated. There was this act of they excommunicated him. He was excommunicated. They kept him incomplete. They kept him incommunicado from the progressive camp because they believe he betrayed them. It was a sign of betrayal on his part of taking a job in the administration.
That is false. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. What you just let is false.
No, it's not. It's not.
With all this, what have Liberia become since Taylor Day? Where have we
gone? Thank you. Okay, thank you. You don't say how the same thing about. Listen, the two we having her for the very Gongloe and the rest of the four people are still being tortured in Liberia today for the very evidence I just scored. You see the level of hypocrisy, the scripted level of hypocrisy we have in many of us, and I just want to criticize other people when they express themselves, but we forget to slip on the realistic issue that are unfolding in the country. Today, there's a lot of Liberians being brutalized in the country internally. Where's Mr. Gongloe? Where's Evis? You see, they try to be very selective and they focus that level on certain group of people. Today, they are comfortable while there are heinous atrocity and torture ongoing in the country. Get me here. I'm not hearing nothing from you. I'm not hearing nothing from Mr. Nagbe that's supposed to be the progressive. I'm not hearing nothing from that.
I've been listening to you. Now I want you to hear me out.
I will listen to you. I will listen to you.
Just give me at least 1 or 2 seconds.
Keep your eye on the road, young man.
Yeah,
my eyes on the road. I'm not. My eyes on the road.
First of all,
you got a beautiful baby back there. Make sure.
Yeah, I want.
They drive them already to the cinema. Yeah, they drive over a park and they drive. They're off.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Gongloe is in the press right now as we speak for criticizing this government. He has never been quiet. He has never been quiet about any wrongdoing that's going in the country. Even
there's a lot of wrongdoing we hearing. When are you hear him to be selective?
Give me a second now. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Jerome Gayman has spoken out. The progressive, we oppose Charles Taylor because Charles Taylor and NPFL committed excesses under his watch. He failed to rein in his people. Yes, he came to liberate people from Samuel Doe and the PRC, but he allowed his people to commit excesses. And for that, we told him that the NPFL, the style and governance structure that we're coming with, will reject that. And we've never made that any secret. When Taylor came to Monrovia and he got elected democratically, the progressive forces, they helped him. I just named Blamo Nelson. There are others who joined the government to help the NPP government until Charles Taylor decided again he was going to go to Sierra Leone and do other parts, and he was toppled. Notwithstanding whatever it was, if you come to Liberia and you miscarry justice, you will be opposed. Whether the progressive or not, what is wrong is wrong. And
exactly,
so
and that's what I'm saying.
When you come on here and you're making all these sweeping allegations, unfounded, most of them, how do you say Blamo Nelson was excommunicated? I worked with Blamo when he was still in the government, in charge of the government. I worked with Blamo on the Oro. He will come from where?
How did you work with him? In what capacity you work with him?
As a UPP partisan.
UPP partisan?
Yes. I was
UPP partisan? I'm probably start at you, man.
What's wrong with UPP?
Let me tell you something.
That,
anyway, let me conclude by this. Blamo Nelson was never excommunicated from the government.
You got excommunicated the man. The man was completely left in shambles. You got excommunicated him because he served in inner circle of. Listen, you know the hypocrisy that sometimes Mr. Nagbe, and I see you now today. Trying to push on this, the sentiments you bring to bear on the whole CMC thing and the rest of the other thing. There are a lot of other things unfolding in the country before. A lot of things. And my problem is,
CMC got to do with
yeah. Listen, no, I come to a point. Myself here, a lot of time condemn the atrocity committed in the country against children, against innocent people, against men and women. We did that. And the reason why we did that, that's why we said we got a movement that spoke against injustice in the country. The point of speaking against injustice, the neo-progressive movement have been very loud, and speaking against injustices in Liberia. And the reason why we're doing that, because we believe that the mass base of the people have always suffered, but the few elite. Why you think we single out the time we say this process about commending the progressive are very important? That the progressive, maybe the way the progressive came, and do you know the reason why the new progressive started differ with the progressive? Because we believe at the time the progressive.
Who is new progressive? When y'all came about?
The new progressive, but you don't know. I come in. That's what I'm saying. We started because the progressive came about self-aggrandizement. The whole mission of self-interest.
When did
the neo progressive, we just bring up in 20. I mean, you hearing the face of the movement. I'm the face of it. We have a lot of ideological individuals that are supporting the movement also.
George, the famous time he said, "Oh, breaking news! Now breaking news!"
Yeah. But listen, I just want.
On fire tonight.
I just want Mr. Nagbe and the rest of the folks to understand that the justice Mr. Nagbe they pretend they said they fought for. The only thing we heard back on Mafi for was the multi-party system. But they were personally seeking power. They were not seeking the interest of the mass of the people of Liberia.
How?
They were not seeking, they were conflicted.
How?
They were conflicted to the extent some of them begin major in Samuel Doe regime. They were all conflicted because they were looking for cabinet jobs.
So Joseph Boyka
they were looking for cabinet jobs.
So Mayor Boyka were conflicted?
No.
They were all very conflicted.
Listen, Mayor Joseph Boyka were conflicted?
Did I miss my voice? I said they were all conflicted.
So first of all, you have
all of those that got they said they were conscripted. They said they were conscripted. They were never conscripted. They joined willingly. They were never conscripted to the military.
Slow down.
You guys are not conscripted? I don't know if Mr. Nagbe was a master sergeant or a sergeant.
I was not in those government.
Yeah, man, y'all want to target one group of people, one group of ammunition.
All of those cabinet members were conscripted. They all were given ranks.
Nobody was conscripted. They waiting. Why they have resigned? Why they couldn't resign?
It was a military government, and therefore orders.
They resign. Resign.
Of course, they did. They did. Most of the guys by 1991, 92, they were out of the PRC government. You will know that. They all left.
You said 81, he said 81, 82, but why even go into it?
Oh,
because when they came in, they came with promise. They came and liberated us from the TWP government with promise. And so the guys joined in to help them. But by the end of the 12 months or so, it became clear that their mission was different. And so they deserted. But let me tell you this. We fought against the TWP. We fought the NPFL, and we said the NPFL war that they were bringing to Liberia, they would not take Liberia under the gun until it had to submit the elections. That was a promise made and the promise kept. So when you come here and talk about the progressive, they did this and so,
But you support that Thomas Kwakba. You support that Thomas Kwakba to come through Savalion, 85.
What?
You support that the progressive support that Thomas Kwakba to come in?
No.
He said no. Henry Fofana was not a member of the progressive.
No.
Henry Fofana was not a member of the progressive.
Listen, you one person and you said
no. I come in. Henry Fofana was not a member of the progressive.
Was he representing the progressive?
Of course. He was a representation of it. He was the liaison for the progressive.
Oh, come on. Okay,
of
guys,
course.
ladies and gentlemen, let's bring this back home. Tomalin George.
Yeah, quickly, right?
Yeah.
There's a post. Okay, you hear what Nora is saying? Nora is saying that on the issue about rape, right? She said, I mean, how many people will be bold to say what she's saying? She said the girls are today lucky. Nowadays, they said it started at 15.
But listen, you remember
what she's talking about, right?
When Tomalin said
exactly.
13. Tomalin said 13.
Tomalin had his children at Fofana.
They were 10-year-olds.
Absolutely, she's right.
And listen, you see most of our women in this country, when they legally instituted their godfather business in Liberia, every child had a godpa, every girl had a godpa in Liberia. Basically, it was a license to molest these children. So there are many of them that are dying in silence, and I'm glad that Nora was able to bring this up because they are here, and you see most of our women that grew up in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 80s. They were molested for this thing they call godpa business. Everybody had a godpa. Every parent was giving their children to some bishop as a godparent, godfather, god this, god that. Basically, it was licensed to molest those children. So Nora has the guts. She should stand up now at the face of those who are crying. They have never reconciled their lives. They never seek therapy. They never got therapy. And when these things that are called statutory rape, these things affect people to the rest, throughout their lives. Some don't have children. Some can't keep a marriage. They can't keep a relationship. They got nightmares. It goes on forever. So it's a serious issue in that country. When people say Liberia is cursed, you think it's only about killing? You kill a whole generation of young women because you are a godfather, you got this job. So you go into the home and you buy the mother a bag of rice every month, and you have access to their children. And this is an open secret. Everybody here, if you were going to school in the 70s or in the 60s or early 80s, if you had your girlfriend at Torgbean High School, you know what time it is. When that limousine pulled up, or that Cadillac pulled up, or that thing we call government official car pulls up, and pick up these girls and take them to lunch and doing this, doing that. You, as a young man who barely can eat, you're stupid to even say anything. Mr. Nagbe, I know you can attest to this. You knew people You girls.
You fall in line. Sometimes you go to visit your girl, you're sitting at the shop, the car pulls her, and she walks. What can you do? You just walk in.
Oh, yeah,
He just said nothing.
You put your hand.
No, but what you're saying is true.
You just won't go.
You go. You know.
What you're saying is true. You know.
And then you get vexed, and then 2-3 days later, the guy go and buy you the shoe you've been trying to buy. You know.
No, let me tell you something. Real life experience. It happened to me in the 90s. Well, I was with the NGO. When I look that particular time, they say, "Oh, they were auditing the NGO, so they caught our funny." They get away. They get her. They grab the big guy and they go up. What they call him? He come back from America now, and went to the man and say, "I want my woman back." The mother say, "So the guy say you need a pass cigarette, and you know right now, Tomalin, you can't afford." So now the guy say, they say, "Tell him when the man come here, then you have to play low, and then you have to play low." And the man was saying about drink. I said, "Me, go for a bit." But so the guy said, "What about that boy grandma? You not do it, man, look." One day, Omar just said, I will tell him myself. I said, One day the girl found told me she busted and told me to start crying. I said, hey, so I might agree now. But guess what happened now? In less than 2 weeks, I was like booms because I was frustrated. And for that day, I said, I would never love one king and be who? Only 1% for frustration or for betrayal for women. Trust me, I tell you the truth. Never 100% because I don't care what happened. I always leave that percentage because, and for that day I said I will never allow a woman to frustrate me again because that is it. No, some people can commit suicide. Some people can start drinking, smoking, and no. But honestly, when broken heart is something that you don't play with a broken heart. It happens to both men and women. You break somebody's heart, man. The person in love with you.
But mostly the women because. Yeah. Listen, it just happened, and the thing is that these things, they are learned behavior, right? Our own friend and brother, Azedo, why was Azedo suspended from Spoon? He was in the paper. He went to Liberia and became the godfather of a girl for whom he bought a car and all this stuff. And he came and saw the girl and her boyfriend hanging out in the car that he bought. He told them, according to the newspaper, he told them to get out of the car and started beating the girl. This is the kind of nonsense we're talking about. And Pewee, like one of your new progressive now, your wiki to change the old order. Azedo was either beating somebody's daughter in the streets. A man who is married, has a family, doing something like that in Liberia.
But you know, one thing too, again, I'll tell you the truth. Look, people that live in America and go to, look, honestly, you know, let me say something. I happen today's Friday, so we can do our free talking.
Sure.
Yeah. People that live when you go Liberia, right? Some people will even take because the poverty, the hardship. Some of your own friends will take that. They won't get their daughter to you, or even the woman. They won't say, "Just go there, Alex. I'll see you." All this stuff they do. I hear that kind of stories, right? But if you're a good human being, let be a friend. Don't do that to somebody. Don't take advantage of the person because in that position. You know. The second thing I did too, I would tell people when you're sitting for your partner from Liberia or Africa, when you go to meet somebody, you want to bring them to America, always get it back of your mind that person in Africa, they want their sitting there by themselves. They have somebody to interact with. So you gotta really make sure that you show, because when the person comes, you bring the person be so nice to you, behaving. The next thing you do now, then it's not funny excuse now. How can I force coming up? Is it the person already get the status now? The person now working along to get a partner to in Liberia, bring that too. It happened to a girl in Pennsylvania. I said, I know the guy. This guy you won't bring here. This guy he have a whole setup there. He said, "Oh, you lie. I went there. I saw my own self. I was there. Then the person never show up." I said, "Okay." So when he brought the guy, I said, the guy in Pennsylvania. After a month, up a year, let me tell you what they can do. It's like give him the number. Listen carefully. When you see a girl go or man or woman put on a Facebook page, when they say that, they put their pictures there first. Everybody say, "Oh yeah, happy for you, man. Thank you, congratulations. Happy for you, man. You're looking good together." After 6 months to a year, then you see them put there, "The Lord is my life, my salvation." The Lord, I mean, when you see them putting gospel posts on their page, check them out. They're not good with them at their home. Trust me. Yeah. And I say, I say, when you pastor, when you into the things of God now, say, what happened?
You know why laughing at that? Because what Tomalin is saying right now, thank God, some of us we married now, you know, we retire. But I know that that situation has turned around. Most of us here now, you know, our little thing. Then when we're in the game, let me be very clear. When we used to, this is no more.
I'm not watching you. Hey, so that's what you're talking.
Those you beginning, I can be wishing you happy birthday on your page. Yeah,
and the problem, then when they come here, then they say, "Oh, and look, hey, when they bring the guys in here or the women in here, another one too, they want in Rhode Island. I'm working for the insurance company in Liberia. So this guy, the guy one day, one Liberia, the guy was bullshitting, man. The guy took the fine guy and brought the guy. So that's why one of them said, when a man that they come from America, you ask a question. So when they may be all over America, you can't wait here now. And at the age now, you better think twice. I may get issue. So you got a big year, the man get no issue. When I look, fast forward, I came to America or in Rwanda, I went to one cocoa one day. I said, but my sister, what the guy? He bought way that guy is a joke. I said, oh, that man, he's a scammer. I said, so I let the man on the way south.
But guess what? She scammed him to come to America and she kicked him to the wayside.
Yeah, so
somebody say you being inducted in the Hall of Fame, you're a professional. This is Patrick.
In Australia, they got Chris. Don't mind Chris and Patrick.
No, listen. Today is Friday, and I think Thursday I got a text on my phone. Somebody wanted to talk to me. The guy says he came to the United States, left his wife and 3 kids in Liberia.
Yeah,
we're talking about some serious issue now.
But let me before you end here, sorry. Let me say for the record that the New Progressives don't entertain. You said what I did is we don't entertain people militant violence against women, or so that means categorically distance ourselves from that.
But the New Progressive, you didn't remember?
No. But you said we got thousands across the country. Thousands.
Okay. So Tomalin,
but you haven't heard about the movement?
Nope. But
you were in that.
I lived here all my life. I know
that luxury quarter.
Neither have I.
Tomalin.
And I wanted to wait until you calm down, Sylvester. But
they're on fire today.
As a diplomat,
they're on fire today.
But you guys,
no diplomat business here.
Mr. Nagbe, you got to stop.
As a diplomat, for you to come on here,
today is Friday, no diplomat business,
and challenge Amnesty International, and challenge Human Rights Watch, challenge Transparency International. I'm flabbergasted. I hope you don't represent the neo-progressive ideology, because these are the institutions that give us all the support. They kind of validated our claim.
Let me say this to you. These are the same institutions. A lot of African government, African leaders stated that they are there to report the wrong story about Africa, but they leave most. I mean, listen, you see, and again,
these are the African leaders across the whole continent that you would say is democratic.
The AU have put
the whole African continent.
The AU came up with a position statement. ECHO have done the same. That most of the time they demonize African countries, give a lot of issue, and that's one of the reasons why the former president of Kenya even said to them, these are the extended portion of the neo-colonial period, right? But you remember, they
why you think they do so? Because you do like this.
Did they criticize?
You do like this.
The Mau Society thing that went on at the time in Kenya. You heard them reporting on that?
Listen,
on the Mars baseline? No, they didn't report that.
Pewee,
No,
you are a beggar.
No, so if you are a beggar, you should suffer, right?
There you go.
Because Africa are beggars, so
we are begging people. Trump through you.
And I agree with you on that.
Because listen,
I agree with you. Africa's a beggar. So tell Mr. Nagbe that.
No, we're telling everybody.
So you are a beggar will say everything about you. And
let me welcome Seleke first.
I think Jerome makes a very good point there. I agree with you, Jerome. Jerry, your comrade.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well. How's Kigali?
See, you want to play political leader statement.
Musa Gayman sorry, but when I Musa Brandon statement and I play, I was saying.
But man, you hear representing what your political leader say.
I mean, you should learn to pay money for information, and that's the problem with the ANC too. Leaking, when you kind of think come out, where you do propaganda is very expensive if the war is over. So why are you talking? You on the show, you should send it to CM and to their platform. We'll play it over and over. We'll not have money.
You have it with you.
But those kind of messages is very important.
Of course, I send it to you, Mr. Gayman. Check your inbox.
People need to hear before you come in, Seleke. People need to hear.
You see, Joe Manjala,
Mr. Kromah.
Because Gongloe not here now, so that you Pewee. I mean, Tomalin.
Joma, they had that material had to fix it. I talked to the guy. He will fix it for fixing a bun of it for us. So please, that bend that. I know the one I had is different. He fixing the hat. Well, I'm thinking so. Now, like I will say that. Trust me.
Joe Manjala, the three skinny pig. And because Gongloe not here today now, so you don't turn to you. Joe man, look like you need hard because that tablet getting kind of thin. Top of your head getting kind of thin. You need that hard. You gotta get it.
You gotta see how to.
You got to charge to
that do had before. I gotta have to.
Do wrote originally then Gange
was the character to a farm.
But Gange really made it how low attractive.
Yeah, but do is on a farm.
No one original.
No Gange made what he call it. They can't call all the hacking margins.
No. You see, is it Gange way? So I like it. I had that. Mr. Kromah, tell me why your political leader saying?
No, I've been, doing some publicity. We having our convention in October.
I'm coming. I'm going there.
No, but I want the video is about, Mr.
I'm going there because I want to please one particular person, Theola Gibson. I got to please Theola Gibson.
But if you come in there, yes, you can just open it and we'll discuss our topic and we'll move on. If you come in there.
Yeah.
But I thought, I think we should amplify the message from Mr. Kromah. Mr. Kromah is a serious-minded man. We have to respect him. And trust me, he's one of those very serious-minded people in the country. No, I'm just having some good dream of Mr. Kromah in the field, so you know that good luck coming towards it. Yeah, very good dream. He's a serious-minded man, and we should take him seriously.
Tomalin, you see what Mr. Theola Gibson. You see, she said she don't want me there. You see, what kind of woman is this? ANC people, you hear what she said? They don't want me there. Mr. Nagbe.
You're playing a good.
Yeah, I'm going there. Y'all gotta throw me out.
You say you're bad luck. She want you there.
Are you going as a observer?
I'm going as a spy.
No, I don't want you there.
But the video, I sent the video and I sent a video to
I gotta play.
Okay, we'll play it.
The video basically.
You see, the reason I don't like it. The reason I don't like it about you guys, y'all got all the money. You're cheap. We got a $200 package here. We'll play all your stuff. You don't want to do it. You want to come here, sneak in. So we talk about ABC, then you drop off. Then you go back to
Well, one of the ANC, I think the person they gave a nurse. They tell me she said my place will pay, and they gave her she can.
Oh yeah, the Theola Gibson.
Another one. One of the ANC nurses.
Oh, Theola is a nurse.
Yeah,
she got lots of money.
But she don't want to recommend my medicine if you did.
Oh yeah, but she said she don't want me in Atlanta, but I'm gonna go there anyway.
Let me suggest something before we go to that platform. I think Seleke will hold on for now.
Let's
play Mr. Coming message for today. Let's play.
No, we got it. The Q&A is coming to play.
Yeah, the Q&A play. Let's listen to him. Ali, we can play 2 times.
Just for a global chat to call somebody else to pay. You talk about that here for a whole month. You don't pay who say. But for us, you want to pay for our political leader to speak.
Oh. Theola say she's a nurse practitioner. I should get that straight. I didn't say who you are. I said you in a nursing field, and I'm coming to Atlanta. So when I fall down there, when somebody knock my head, I know I ain't good hand with Theola Gibson.
I wonder if you came to Atlanta and got sick, whether she would just pass by you, Jerome.
Oh yeah,
you lying down on the floor. From Boston.
Oh no, so not she was.
I think she would pass by Jerome.
She would step on me. She would step on me.
She step on you and what?
She would step on me and say, "Go by the Bassa, where you come from." Joma Jala said we should play it. We Q&A. It come in. Joma, don't worry. The 3 skinny pig, we will play it. 3 skinny pig, little skinny pig, we will play it. Like Joma Jala una son that we will play. But we needed to close on this, and I wanted to close on this post thing. Then I wanted us to look at this. Honorable
ANC diaspora. Our ANC diasporans in the United States. I hope this meets everybody well. As you know, we'll be going to a convention in Atlanta, Georgia, in about 5 months. Still here? It will be a very important milestone.
Tell him. Let me go
an event for the ANC in the United States. I remind you that Liberia continues to be challenged. Our people continue to suffer. And unless we're prepared
Come on, guys. Make sure you're checked now. Do you have enough data?
Differences aside, of putting egos aside and coming together to create the strongest diasporan organization in the United States. So as we think about Atlanta, I ask you to think about Liberia and the suffering of our people, and realize that by strengthening ourselves, coming together, we can impact change in Liberia. So I hope I can count on you to make this convention the most successful convention we've had in the ANC, and indeed, perhaps the most successful convention any Liberian political party has had in the United States. I look forward to seeing all of you in Atlanta, to celebrating coming together as one diaspora organization, and to therefore impacting the party in Liberia and future elections in our country. I thank you, God bless you, and God bless Liberia.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. It's an invitation to all to come and assemble in Atlanta, Georgia. In fact, I saw the flyer where they say all positions in the ANC, all positions are vacant. So if you have an urge to run for office in your organization, you got no more excuse to say the same old people just sit there and they're doing the reshuffling and all that other stuff. This one, they are not reshuffling. They are not shuttling friendship or peddling nepotism. They say all positions are open. If this is what you want to do, when I was with the United Way, they don't vote. They look among you and say, whoever has the time and the means to chair the event this year, we have $3 million or $4 million as our goal for the year 2026 or 2025. Look within yourself, anyone who has the time, want to commit to 12 months of hard work, step forward. That's how they do it. So you go home and think about it, talk to your wife or your husband, and you come back and say, we have agreed to give 1 year of our time to the United Way, and I'm going to chair this year events. So you need to go back and have or talk with yourself first. And if you have 1 good year that you are willing to be productive, this is why in some of these organizations, election doesn't count. They don't want to listen. They don't want to hear. Yeah, election here and there. But when we look among the ANC and say, who is willing to give us 1 good year in whatever position to be productive? We don't want to overwhelm you with 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. No, give me 1 good year. Men and women will step up and say, I commit myself, my resources, my connection to this year. And this is why some of us who are trained in the United Way and other stuff, we try to get away. We tell our community people that sometimes you don't need your Grand Jury Association, Grand Bassa Association, whatever. You don't need elections. You got great men and women in these organizations who can give you 1 year or 2 years of their time without benefits. Because one of the major problem we had in the Grand Bassa County, I think, was people are running for offices because these people who want to go to Liberia, they do not want to pay their own way. Some of these folks that have not slept in good hotels before, now they are president or Grand Bassa or president or Grand Jury. Now when the president is traveling, they got to buy him air ticket, rent him a car, put him in a hotel, give him allowance, as though he's running a state. No. If you love your organization, if you are from Bassa, you're from Maryland, you're from ever, and you have 1 good year to give Maryland Association, where you will have to pay your own way. You have to pay for your own hotel, rent your own car. You are offering service. They told me, Mr. Gayman, you live too long in America. You are an American man. An organization like ours in the Grand Bassa People Place, we have no money. We are begging for money. But then when the president is traveling, they buy his plane ticket to everywhere in the United States. And when he goes to Liberia, they pay for his tickets. They rent him a car. They rent him a hotel. After the president's expense has come out of the budget, whatever you raise at that event basically all goes towards expenditure. So you see people dying and killing themselves to be president of the county organization because of the perks. Now we have the ANC here. Mr. Cummings has been CEO. He has been in corporate America. He knows how these things work. He knows what I'm talking about because that's how it works. If you love the ANC, go out there and run for office for 1 or 2 years. Not what the ANC can do for you, but what you can do for the ANC. I'm paraphrasing John F. Kennedy. But if you want to be chairman of the ANC because they will pay your way to go to Liberia, they will pay your way to go to these meetings, then you're in it for the wrong reason. I was a guest at one of the county organizations, and I was supposed to help them do the elections. And obviously the election ended in chaos because they gave me a roster of members that have been paying dues for the whole year. And another guy came in with 2 buses of people. Some of these people only call themselves members. They don't go to regular meeting. They only show when election time, and the whole busking and the chaos broke out. Where these people come from? They have not been to meetings. They have not paid any due. But time for election, they come. They are the first to pay their sitting fee and everything else just to vote. So we got problem in Liberia, and our problem in Liberia is a microcosm. The corrupt people in the United States, we all going back home. We're going to congregate. So yes, the ANC is calling the best and brightest committed men and women. They are not saying you should have a PhD. They are saying all they want, you should be committed to your country, be a true patriot. Join where we have true competition. Liberia will succeed. So Mr. Kromah, talk to us a little bit about what you envision this year to come out of the ANC convention.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gayman. First of all, a lot of our critics, they've been saying that we are only focused with the USA convention. That is not true. So we're having 2 separate conventions. The first one will be happening in Liberia, I think Kakata Margibi, and that is going to be early October. And the good thing about this team, Mr. Gayman, is that we have new faces, people who've not been in the front of ANC before. They've come out to take leadership position in the party. And I like what you said, all positions are open. If you want to be political leader, say you can go to the convention and contest a position, and this is what we like about this. And what we expect, what I envision from both the Liberia convention and the USA convention is to see us, reuniting, because obviously, nobody, not only Liberians, but nobody want to kind of affiliate themselves with, I say failure, because you go to a process, you get the kind of percentage that we got. A lot of people were disappointed, angry, the investor resources, energy, that time and what have you, going back to Liberia, supporting different auxiliary group. And so when our result came up, they were very, very, frustrated about that. So now this convention is an opportunity to go, express your grievances and have the opportunity to elect new leadership that will be holding this administration accountable, engaging with Liberians. And by the way, right after the USA convention, because it's going to be late October, from the 24th to the 26th of October. In November, Mr. Cummings will be back to Liberia to start his county tour. And he will be starting with Maryland County, to say to the Marylanders, thank you for your support during the last election. And and kind of, engage other counties all across the country, where the party can be able to open up massive membership drive, identify projects that we can initiate, while at the same time, holding this current government accountable to make them to do some of the things they promised the Liberian people to do. And one of the key things the ANC try to address here while we're in opposition is the issue that we currently, all of us are concerned with, that has to do with this Jaws thing. And by Wednesday of next week, Mr. Cummings will be in District 11. He's going there to meet our disadvantaged brothers, that some of us call Zogos, and they'll be meet on the football field, because we don't want to go to the ghetto, that might likely, call the attention, because everything like running our politics, you go to the ghetto and meet up people, the DA people won't out of the kind of rest. So we'll go to a football field, we call those people, educate them, and we'll just start from there. And Mr. Cummings will be leading our team on Wednesday, which will be the 17th of this month. So basically, to answer your question, we look forward to seeing a new organization, a new, brand of leadership. Of course, you'll see some old folks around who've been there, and there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, we, as Mr. Cummings said in the video, we have, because the USA Convention, Mr. Gayman, we had a lot of different groups in the US that we try now to bring under one umbrella, which is the ANC, USA Diaspora One, ANC One Diaspora Group, and that organization will be having one leadership supporting a team on ground. Whatever the team on ground come out with our different leadership, which is going to be in Margibi, Kakata City. The two teams will be working together for one goal in order to push this party forward. And we invited every Liberians. There are some Liberians actually who are kind of disappointed. They've supported UP, they've supported CDC and other political parties, but they're not just getting it right. So for some of them, they sit in the back, they're kind of disappointed. They say, you know what? All the politicians or all the different parties that are in the country, they are all the same. So we don't want to affiliate with anybody, and I would want to close on this, Mr. Gayman. We have a political class in Liberia that actually want to stop people like this, people who find themselves in this category to give up on Liberia. And those political class, they've acquired wealth at the expense of the people. They have a lot of resources. They are playing to the tune of the common Liberian man, where they can go, give bag of rice, initiate quick impact project, and make it look like we really care about the people. And so for someone like you who've been supporting different parties or affiliating with different parties, just on the internet you can see your country moving forward. And the different parties you've been supporting, they've not been able to meet up with your expectation. It's not something for you to give up. Let's keep trying. We have different political parties around, the ANC. You can come on board, you can bring your idea, your suggestion, and these are things we're open to, so that we can continue, because it's not going to be easy. There are a lot of work, every political party for that matter, whether it's the CMC, the ANC, will have to do, to get rid of the people that are there right now. So, yes, this is what this is about. And again, we look forward to this. The Liberia Convention will be the first, which will be early October, and late October will be the USA Convention. So yes, thank you.
Great. Pewee, we are all in the opposition here, and there are times where we have to all support each other to make sure that what we want done. It makes no sense to see the ANC in shambles, see all the other people in shambles, and they are fighting among themselves. We are fighting them, and the main target is sitting pretty, reserving his or her energy, waiting on after we finish fighting, then we come fragmented, and then we expect to win. This is not the formula. This is not how we win. And for some reason, until we learn that, this is going to happen, because if we don't collectively fight this, there's going to be a lot of cheating, as I believe was done to the ANC in this going election. And if we don't learn from this, History will repeat itself, Mr. Pewee. You are still muted.
You're muted.
Very well, very well. And I do agree with you. It's part of the reason why I believe that political consolidation is very important. While we don't expect all of the political parties to coalesce behind one person, but it is important that the coordination and cooperation is vital moving forward. And that's one of the reasons why opposition political institutions should refrain from attacking or trying to begin the process of targeting a particular opposition leader or party, because you may never just know how the configuration process is going to run tomorrow. So it's important to begin the process about doing this kind of cooperative interactions. That is very important, or refraining from attacking one another. That is very vital, because it is being researched and time to time from since the new democracy, the birth of the new democracy, since the civil crisis in the country. I have participated in all of the elections. After the war, not the '97 elections, but I didn't participate in that one. But ever since the '97 elections, since the war, I participated in almost all of the elections very actively, not only as a voter, but as one of the major actors, if you will. I acted in 2005, and we spearheaded the then Senator of Lofa County, the late Professor Somo Kupi, who of course won with the most highest number in the history at the time of Lofa politics. And that was a very progressive election, very progressive. And after that, and then also with the Liberian Action Party at the same time. Then thereafter the runoff to the CDC, and then 2011, then 2017, and then we looked in 2023, and then we look now. This is a dedicated time we have. That's part of the fluidity of the posturing of the level of polarization in our politics. But we still have to remember here that political institutions will have to coordinate, and particularly those in the opposition camp. Because if you don't do this, the ruling establishment will use this as a springboard to feed discord between political opposition parties, and then they use that as an opportunity to just get back to other two things going to happen. Either use that as a means of the weakness of the opposition side, or can use that commotion or disintegration to sometimes attempt to temper the results of the elections. And that would be difficult to be challenged, because this side will be attacking, and they can use some of those opposition political parties by means of co-opting them, by inducing them with cash that will serve as an incentive to bring chaos, or recipe to bring those things in the country. So that's one of the reasons why I'm inclined to believe moving forward, we have to situate ourselves in a way that we send a particular message that it's important that the political opposition institutions will be trying to rally behind one another, if not exactly the same thing. I know they don't have the same political ideological message in terms of manifesto and other things, but they can unite in one sense in the event of a runoff. So they will coalesce behind one person to give the opposition community a room to remove this government that is creating more problem, a compounded problem for the people of Liberia. So Mr. Cummings' message, I have listened to it today, and I thought it was very much on point. And we all collectively agree that the people are suffering, and untold suffering. And that's the caption of his message, and trying to call for unity and all those things. It's important for any political person. I will hope Mr. Cummings will continue this pattern if he were to return to the country, according to one of his surrogates. I listened to his surrogate state clearly that he will be going on a country tour, and that's a very good thing. If I was also a surrogate on his behalf, I would be channeling this message in a more progressive way,
that spread across the country, and because you need to market your leader to be known on the most serious note. So been paying dues to the country. He's been helping a lot of people in the country. So it's time that you should put him up to where his money is. So I think the message is straightforward, but the message behind that now is that we coordinate, and I want to believe that every individual partisans of all the opposition political party will have to refrain from attacking one another and begin to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture here is the country as a whole. What is the intent of how we navigating the way through? Yeah, now, we don't have to build the chemistry. We don't have to have it that way, but we can see the way we can try to cultivate some sense of coordination, some sense of humor, some sense of respectability, some sense of likability, if you will. So sometimes you don't have to hit someone, right? So there's a lot of way we can try to maneuver behind the scene to ensure that the collective message of the people will be conveyed in the way that we want to see them happen. Because if one politician is attacked, for instance, you're trying to put some economic sanction. It's not economic sanction. That's not the word I would put it. You want to triangulate someone economically. For instance, a particular politician is involved into business. You want to use that to remove him from business because he's into politics. No, it is right constitutionally to exercise that right is a constitutional given right. So, from his ability to be targeted because he's a businessman, I mean, it's not just a dangerous precedent, but it set the wrong message. The democracy we have today, we also have to protect the democracy. That's what multipartyism is all about. The sense of democratizing our thought process is important. Everyone wouldn't believe in the same one political ideology. We will come from different spheres of political thought process, and we will have to individually try to project that. And how can we, as people, move to catapult the country in a way and manner that we move our individual feelings from individualism and other things. This issue of self-aggrandizement and other things. And so we have to be very committed to that. And I thought Mr. Cummings tried to portray that in his very calm and powerful message he sent out today. Very calm, but he portrayed some sense of reasonability, some sense of leadership that he tried to inspire his people and the rest of that and Liberians, because the fact that people are suffering and you're trying to project that is meaningful. And we all should be man enough and firm enough to be loud about that. We amplify our tone individually, then collectively it will be a muff message going out there to the folks. So I think I respect the message. And if I were to have the time, I don't know, probably I can have a plane ticket. It's going to be a 1 hour, 40-minute flight. I would hope to be in the great city of Atlanta to be part of this.
Not quickly, not a spy, as you said, but to be a observer.
But you know, I think driving from where you are to Atlanta is not a bad ride at all.
Driving from here, man, precise location. I did that December of 2023. I drove 12 hours and 10 minutes into Atlanta. Yes, it was in Warden or so, not too far, but almost where I was, it was like 40 minutes away from Atlanta. So I drove for like 12 hours. So it's just a distance. So I didn't know I tried that. I wouldn't dare try it again. My limit now to drive is maximum is going to be maximum 7 hours. I can take that. 6, between 6, 7, I can take that. The last time I drove to Providence for the D.W. Harris program. Yeah, it was 5 hours and 30 minutes. It was smooth driving to Jersey, New York, Connecticut, and then Rhode Island. But beyond that, Atlanta, no, it's a flying thing. It's not going to be Alabama American or Southwest. It's going to be an hour 30-minute flight.
That's good, Mr. Nagbe. When you and I met with Honorable Musa Ability, one of the things I talked about was we should be slow to speak, and when spoken to, be measured. Because tomorrow you may be asked to sit on the table with Cummings and Mr. Seleke and Bowman to negotiate partnership. If you muddy the water, it makes it very uncomfortable for you to sit across the table with somebody with whom you have acrimonious relationship without being a hypocrite, where we're just doing it because we have to do it. But relationship counts in these things, and I can't say much that we need to be slow in speaking beside the jokes, and when spoken to, be measured. So Musa said, guys, we need everybody to come and listen. He said, I'm so confident that when they get to know me and they hear my message 9 out of 10 times, they may like what I'm doing. Cummings is saying something very similar. Guys, we're going back to zero. All the positions are empty. Come on in. Let's redo this and see. And I think it's a good thing to go out there and let people come in and reset.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm only a little bit confused that he's planning a tour of the country in November, right after the convention. Is it the assumption that he's going to emerge as the political leader? In what capacity is he going to be touring the country? I don't understand that. But look, I agree with Sylvester. I think it's reassuring to see Alex beginning to find his voice, and he's coming back on the scene. I think he's been too quiet for far too long. I think he tried when the legislators were taking the 30,000. He called on his legislators to reject it. They defied him. They refused. When the speaker was being removed at the Capitol building, he told his legislators to caucus with the rule of law. They refused. But it's also worth noting that recently Phoebe Harris and others who have been praising the rescue government, I think they were able to suspend them. So I think the ANC is beginning to find its voice and beginning to flex muscle. We're happy that they're coming together in Atlanta. We're wishing them all the best. Just like you indicated, we'll all be operating in the same space. We have to be able to coexist. What you described there is what they call burning bridges. You can't burn bridges and expect to coalesce in the future. It will be difficult. And so, yes, we take as much care as possible, not to antagonize, our brothers and sisters in the political, opposition space. Notwithstanding, if the truth has to be told, it must be told. Sylvester mentioned something here. I had hoped, and I'm still hoping, that Mr. Cummings and the ANC will come out and condemn this recent act by the government to muscle an independent businessman out of his own business. Mr. Cummings says he's a businessman. He knows that. That's one of the reasons why he is pretty quiet about his business, because he's afraid he will be muzzled. And now they're doing that to Musa Belete. And I hope you will come out just like Kamara Corner did today with Edwin Snow, and declare publicly their support for the stand that Musa is taking against this imposition of tariff by the LPRC, which is a usurpation of the job of the legislature. They don't impose tariffs. These guys are trying to use the LPRC as a piggy bank to launder their money and run for the presidency 2029. They ain't got money. And so they're trying to muscle those who have the capacity out of the space using government resources. And I think it's wrong. So I hope the ANC will come out and declare the support for the stand that Musa is taking, because I think what the President Pablo Wright is saying that town trap is not for rat alone. If it is taking rat today, it will take the lizard tomorrow, and so this thing should not be allowed to stand. So we wish them well. We'll be watching and rooting for them. Hopefully they come back reinforced, so that we can reinforce each other in the space.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 50 more minutes on the air. Let me start with Mr. Seleke. Mr. Seleke, come back here. You got to give me your best and your worst of the week. Your political player, the best political player of the week, the worst, the best event, the best situation in Liberia this week, and the worst. You need to come up with that. Let me start with Victor Nagbe here. Let's go with your best and your worst. Either a person, an event, situation, or whatever. And let's go from there. Your best. Let's start with your best. No, let's start with your worst. And then we end on a good note.
My worst would be what is his name? Moyi, is it Prince Moyi and Amos Tuet, and the rest of them, using government, resources, LPRC, and the like, to muscle, an opposition out of the political space. I think they're the worst performance for me for the week. For the best performers, I've said enough about the CMC. I don't want Sylvester to come choke me here. So let me say, as much as I didn't approve initially, I think Samuel Steve Quayle's appointment, I think that's probably one of the best. I think he's capable. Yes, I still maintain that I had hoped the president would have gone outside of his current circle, to bring in fresh eyes. But notwithstanding, I think Samuel Steve Quayle, I think he's a capable man to do that job. So I think it's one of the best moves that this government has made so far.
Excellent. Honorable Pewee, we have Victor Nagbe, best performer for this week. He think it is President Joseph Boakai by appointing Steve Kwa, and his worst, Prince Moyi and Tuet. Mr. Pewee, your best and your worst. We start with the worst. In politics in Liberia, either an event, an individual, an institution, your worst. Then we end on the best.
The worst would be, you echoed me on this one. The worst would be to see the level of insecurity and the poverty rate in the country. That's actually wherein politicians are very deceptive, not taking care of the people, because that's listen, a lot of people are finding it very difficult now in the country. And that would be the worst time, actually, to see the leadership feeling the people on that one.
Okay, your best for the week?
The best
performer, best politician, best event, best everything, or best institution, whatever. Or great news.
The best thing for the week, trust me, would be the message I just heard from Mr. Cummings. On the serious note, the message I heard from him just now is as Mr. Nagbe was saying, is far reminding us that there's a huge responsibility ahead of us, actually, and that would be the best for this week. In fact, it's in the week, and for this week, yeah, that would be the best.
Is Mr. Seleke still here?
Seleke seems to be offline.
Yeah. When Seleke comes, once he gets
part of the words, if I will add,
yeah, Mr. Gayman, yeah.
If I will quickly amend my words, part of the words,
Mr. Gayman,
part of the words would be
1 minute.
Part of the words would be for the government targeting Mr. Ability, a business, to bring someone down that is trying to impact the local economy, because that job also, what his business is doing is employing a lot of the local Liberians that putting money in their pockets that will impact the economy. That's part of the worst for this week.
Thank you. Mr. Seleke, your worst event in Liberia, or worst person, or worst policy, or worst of Liberia this week?
So this week, Mr. Gayman, and I was just about to talk about that. My worst for this week is, this thing about the LPRC stuff with germinability. And for me, I said this clearly. I don't want to talk about it because I don't know the different rules and regulation they have at LPRC there that has to do with the taxation, and the government policy. I don't have enough information, but the fact that people, United Partisans, they were on Facebook, talking about we're bringing down, and saying, man, Let's see after the policy is being implemented if he's going to be doing the things that he's doing. For me, I just want to know, like, if you bring Musa Belede down, is it going to give Liberian job? You know, for some of the Unity partisans that are speaking, some of them didn't even get job. So if Musa Belede business is being targeted, because that's how they're making it to be like, you know, so is it going to provide job for them?
No,
You know,
actually, Liberia are losing job because he had to lay off all those people.
Exactly, because there are a lot of people who work at his company, they are Liberians, but just this man said that because it's not me, it should not be anybody. You know, because the people who work at this main company, they are not your direct family members. So you dare that they will bring it. And the frustrating part about it is that some of those people in the US, you know, and they are the one pushing the divisive politics. For me, that was my worst doing this week.
Okay, your best.
I had to come on my personal page. My best is a video that I saw from a political leader today, Mr. Cummings, you know, speaking to us and reassuring all the ANC members to work together, you know, to put the differences aside and attend a convention, you know, to realize the fact that, look, Liberians are suffering in Liberia, so that we can work together to make a difference. That was my best. And basically, I think you played a video tonight. Yeah, but thank you. I have to go off.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have to go out late on my end. So you're good night.
Great. My worst for the week, it has to be, if anybody to see and read in the paper that a grown man raped an 8-month-old baby, I don't know what else to say. That is not a human being, that's a Neanderthal. That's the race before the one that came before us. I don't even know whether they were walking on 2 feet, maybe 3 feet. But that might have been the worst of the worst. And I sent Honorable Musa Belede a message. This is in his district. In that one district, we have 20 cases of rape, including the magistrate. Honorable Musa Belede, I'm appealing to you. Running the country is not only going to be built on infrastructure, roads, and all of that. We also talking about human capacity, our social environment. This is a cause célèbre. That Honorable Belede, this is something that you need to spearhead. You should be the arrowhead. As we are traveling around the nation, opening roads and building bridges, the message and the awareness should be against rape. Mr. Belede, you should champion the anti-rape, protecting our mothers, our children, and babies. That is the responsibility of the representative of our people. You are our lawmaker. This is one of your responsibilities. My best, the best of this week are the women in the markets that were able to figure this exchange rate. They were able to figure that this was complete bogus. One of the ladies said, how can the rate be $150 and the rice is $3,100? Say, I don't know, but I know it's not supposed to be like that. When the rate come down like that, the rate price will come down too. This is my Jebed that never went to school, that knows the stuff that she's talking about. She is, when we say where the tire meets the road, and your PhD sitting down in the Ministry of Finance name, where his name, Gamfwa, with all your book, the market women. There they are, the market women. I can't read or write. They know the difference. This economy is not working. This thing that the presidential press is coming down, that's not true, she said. I don't believe it because I know I need to sell my rights. I need to make money. When the rate was 200, we're making profit. The rate gone down to 150, 160, and we're losing money. So what kind of economy is this? That's a woman said. The market with me, they take my gold star. On Monday, Honorable Pewee and Mr. Nagbe, I want you to look at this. This is Money Captain. Money Captain is heading a company that is moving to Zambia. They are expanding the power. They are going to transform Zambia's electrical grid. This is the man that came from Liberia. How is this possible? Petrodex has planned major investment in Zambia's energy sector, vowing to double its regional power trading capacity and expand renewable energy projects, including landmark Sonye Solar Farm, the largest. This man was just in Liberia.
Yeah. And I don't know the details of what he did at LEC, but could it be a question of lack of support? I don't know. And we'll see what he does in Zambia. If he succeeds wildly, then of course he may not have been at fault at LEC. The problem may have been the lack of support that was necessary to make him effective. I don't know. I saw that headline today, but I didn't read it yet. But I did see that.
We're gonna look at this on Monday because it says speaking at the 2025 Energy Forum for Africa in Lusaka.
Right.
It's a Manu Captain. The deputy CEO for West Africa says Zambia's sweeping energy reform are reshaping the country's future, and they are heading that. It is amazing how we have the manpower, but you don't empower the folks and give them the tool to succeed. We want to discuss this on Monday. We give you time to read it, digest it, and we're going to go Monday. This is why when you go somewhere else and you go for the G's, you come here for the substance. And one of the most beautiful women from Grand Bassa County, Grecian Tucker, but now she's Grecian Kennedy. Hopefully I can see you in Atlanta when I come. Yeah, Musa ability should be able to hire more people. That's true. So he has hired a lot, and we encourage him to do more if the government doesn't stop shutting down all his businesses. I think Honorable Cummings also have hired a lot of folks. He could do even more. But knowing the Liberian politics, he has decided to hold back a little bit because he doesn't want people coming after his business, because he knows the society. He knows the folks. But Mr. Cummings running for president, when they find him to be a viable candidate, they will start going after his businesses. They will even go after his dogs if he have one. So guys, 1 minute closing. Let's get out of here. Today's Friday. Let's go on. I see. Don't forget, guys, if you are born in the month of September or this week, we are going to be celebrating. You are a Virgo from now to the 21st or 22nd. So you were born between those hours, those days. Please put it in the section, and we'll celebrate you. Happy birthday! Your closing, Honorable Pewee. Your 1 minute closing. Let's we got 2 minutes. Let's do it.
Yes, I think it is important that we continuously move to seek the interest of the country and more or less discuss those very critical things that are affecting the level of the people in the country, if you will. So I think it's about time that we
we cannot remain silent. And if the wrong things are being done, I think I will also call on some of our politicians, particularly Mr. Ability, to also to try to start testing the court. Though the court system is not trusted in Liberia, but if his business is singled out to be targeted, you can go to the court. The court is where we can take refuge. We can take redress to the court, and so the court can also tell the government. We see it happening in the bigger democracy, particularly here and other things. So sometimes when certain things are not that right, other people move to the court, and the court will, out of different court, will put some other injunction or say this cannot happen. So I don't think he should just sit down and allow the government politically decide what is unfolding, because most of those decisions are politically manipulated. If it is because of political issues that you try to stop his business, he's paying his due taxes, if you will. If his business operating in a more legal way in the country, you have to go to court and challenge the government on those things if it is within. Because if I'm not doing anything wrong and I'm being sidestepped by the government, the only area we have to run is the court system. If the court system is not trusted, we always have to challenge the very court system by our persistent way to challenge the system can also help to change the system. So I think that is important, and that's the reason why I emphasize that Shima's oil and gas is not only making money in Liberia to profiteer, but Shima's oil and gas is hiring a lot of Liberian citizens that are also empowering them economically, and they also contributing towards the local economy of our country. So by that, those Liberian citizens are paying their children's school fees, taking care of their elderly loved ones and other relatives, putting food on the table for them and their family, and also for other purposes also, like medical support and all other moral and financial support. So if you are to hit summer oil and gas in a more high way, that they won't have the capital to sustain the operation of the company, trust me, they're going to lay off people. And those are the laying off are not Nigerians, are not Salvadorians, are not Guineans, are not Ivorians, are not Ghanaians. They are Liberians. So it's not going to affect none of those countries that I just named. It's going to affect the country. They're going to other compound the hardship that is already in the country. So I would just want to call on the president, speak to the president on this line. Mr. President, you're currently here, but I want to believe you are the president of all Liberia. Despite of you operated in the country as an opposition leader, and you were allowed to operate in all of like Mr. Ability did not support you were in the opposition camp, but his business was still ongoing during the Myean administration. So I think you are the commander in chief, the president of the republic. So what you have calling on you now to do is to talk to your people. They should stop molesting, harassing potential business people that are contributing towards our local economy. It doesn't make sense by targeting these people, because if you target Mr. Bailey as an individual, trust me, he's not going to suffer. He's always going to have for him and his family and special friends that he got interested in. But those that will suffer are those Liberians that he hired to work for his company. If he hit his company hard, it's going to hit him to the extent that he won't afford the money to pay his employees. So he's going to move to redundant most of them, or even lay off them. Let me put it that way. He will lay them out. And if that is done, it will affect the employment market in the country. The employment level is very low in the country already, very, very high unemployment line. Do you want, Mr. President, to see that further exacerbate under your leadership? People are hungry in the country, as per the report that just came out. Right, so I just want to call on him, Mr. Gayman, so that we try to look at the politics from the mature level. We can disagree to agree, but the politics should be done on the mature level, not to personalize it or to personally target certain people because of their political ideology, of their political affiliation. No one should be punished because of their political or religious affiliation in Liberia. No. Those days are over. We should begin the process of saying it is about time that we engage on the basis of ideological difference and intellectual exchanges, not on the basis of any belligerent way of engaging. No, that I oppose, that I disagree, and that I will condemn. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nagbe.
Thank you very much, Jerome. I'm going to be here tonight. Let me thank our audience and let me thank the closing argument and other such platforms that have afforded me the opportunity. The reason why I come on here every day, sometimes pull double duty, is because I want to be able to explain the progressive struggle in Liberia for rights and democracy. And I'm very disappointed that my young brother and friend here, Mr. Sylvester Pewee, will come on here tonight and so wrongly characterize the struggle.
Did you say rights and
rights, not rights, not RIC, not RIC, but RIGHTS, rights and democracy. Blamo Nelson, at the time, Blamo Nelson was Director General of the Cabinet. I believe he was the treasurer of the United People's Party. He was never excommunicated. To say Kehleboe Gongloe, faked his own beating, even after that has been reported by the international press and the local press, I think it's disappointing. And it just breaks my heart because it is this kind of confusion, that's this kind of interpretation and characterization is what sows confusion in the minds of our young brothers and sisters. That got them confused. The University of Liberia Student Union or the Student Unification Party right now should be going and advocating for the removal of people like Tomalin from the Ministry of Internal Affairs. That is the kind of struggle we should put in. Tomalin, he's a rapist, he's a rebel, but he is a Minister of Internal Affairs. He had never suffered.
How do you call someone a rapist that has not been convicted?
I didn't interrupt you. Let me finish. I didn't interrupt you. I listened to you.
He may have his own opinion. That's his opinion.
But listen, it's not a reflection of this show.
He was accused. Brian McGill was accused of the same offense. He's suspended today. He's not working. And Tomalin is still going to work.
If someone would have come
on the show, if someone would have
come on the show,
Pewee, that's his opinion.
No. If someone would have come on the show,
you let me finish. Mr. Tomalin was accused of the same act that Brian McGill at the Ministry of Youth and Sports was accused for. Brian McGill today is suspended. Tomalin is still Minister of Internal Affairs. You tell me if that is fair.
When they suspended McGill?
Sexual allegations against him.
When they suspended him?
When? I don't know. I don't care.
Is he suspended?
He is suspended. And so for the president of the Republic of Liberia, with these allegations in the space, to allow this man to serve in government is to condone all of the sexual, gender-based violence that's happening in Liberia. That is what Mr. Bwaga is telling us. He doesn't care.
I'm not defending Mr. Francis.
No, but you said it today.
Yes, what I was saying on this one. The woman you spoke of that allegedly accused Mr. Francis Pewee of allegedly sexually assaulting or harassing her. The woman, she contradicted herself more than 6 times. How another person of such age contradict themselves in someone, she would say this time this happened. So the fact that her statement was contradicting, that's the reason why the police didn't take it seriously.
And I understand
now, and I come back.
But you would know that in this kind of crime, the burden of proof is not on the accuser. It is on the accused. You managed to come out and disprove the woman allegation. He never spoke to
you might all right. No, he spoke to it. You might all right. They said this.
But Mr. Pewee, the man was in the video with his pants down. What the hell did you?
What does he want to see?
But what's the video? Do you have the video?
Yes, we have the video.
Play the video on the show.
Okay. Monday we'll bring it up.
I challenge you to play. Monday we'll bring the video. Yes, I will say this. I challenge if you play the video on this show, I will apologize to Mr. Nagbe.
Okay.
But before then, and the reason why I was saying because that's
and the apology shouldn't come to me.
I will apologize. I will apologize to the woman.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I will apologize. No, let me end.
Thank
you. I will apologize, and I will be a lead advocate on the matter.
You are already.
let me conclude on this.
You just double your effort.
The difference between Brian McGill and that of Francis Saclair Umale is that Brian McGill on the accusation is a mano. And that is a mano. I come here as a mano, and this story seems to be consistent. But unlike the other person that is contradicting themselves, but now that you say you have a video, the video is not the problem.
There's a video.
Put the video out.
And I will find it. Just as Jerome is finding it, I will find it too. Yeah. But you know, so I'm happy to be here. This is why I'm here to
I hope it will not be a video that will never come.
We'll see about that.
It's in the cloud. It's in the cloud.
It should be that sneaky with the video saying you're looking for everything.
Yeah, it's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud. We'll find it. We'll find it. But listen, on a serious note, let me welcome back the ANC to the space. We're happy that you know they seem to be, you know, re-emerging. We really think that together we can do greater things. I just hope the opposition community will begin to hold together. You know, and we need all of the voices to be added to help this government. It is not to challenge or critique this government, but it's to help this government to see the wrong of, you know, the wrong of their ways, the decisions they're taking, how they harm, some of the decisions are harming our people. And I think if we can raise our voices in the chorus, I think the impact will be more impactful. Right now, I can say here, it is only the CMC that is speaking out. You know, Mr. Simeon Freeman came on the scene, and everything he said was drowned out by the cause of his watch. You know, and we need all of the voices in this space. So we welcome the ANC back. Let them come and join us so that together, you know, we can forge ahead and help this government do better by our people. And so we welcome them. We ask this government to start muscling the opposition the way they were doing. And what is so disappointing is that some of the real actors in this government are the very people yesterday who and us cried foul. When these very acts were being perpetrated against us, some of them are in this government. And to be justifying this today is really disappointing. It's just heartbreaking. But we will not rest. We will do the best we can until our people see freedom that they deserve. So thank you for the opportunity tonight. Let's do it again on Monday. Hopefully we'll find that tape by Monday. Professor Pro on the show. I can promise that.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let's do it tomorrow, Monday.